throughout my time here, my family has been repetitively denied. I understand Travis Bloom is an idiot. I understand that. Fully understand that. He holds a good heart.
Fabricating fictitious government you ever seen.
My little brother used to run to Mother and say, "Mom, BB hit me." BB was my sister. He used to say, "BB hit me." Mom would say, "Well, my lovely young man, where are the marks to prove such?" Well, my mom, show me the marks. He could not show any marks. Mother would say, "I can't tell where the marks are." True story.
And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence to meet their such high burden of proof.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Said
Everybody has.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, and what if ever be. And happy Ben Franklin's Day for those of you who are celebrating the true meaning of this day, not the lie purported by Washington. Because as you all know, and if you look at your currency, Ben Franklin was the first and the greatest president that has ever been in America. That's why he's on the $100 bill. It's the largest bill you have reserved for the greatest president. I promised you Friday when we stopped watching nothing that we would be back today and celebrate the wonderful Ben Franklin and his building of the White House and making the first house in America that had electricity installed into it, that we would come back and watch day 2 and catch up on it. Thank God we did that, because they went another hour, I think, of nothing before they finally started the day. Then they took 45 minutes questioning a witness and went on a 90-minute lunch break. And the rest of the day will just be body cam. So if you hear this sound, it's because I forgot to turn my mic off when I fell asleep. Rumor has it that Ben Franklin swung both ways, if you know what you mean. Oh, he was a switch hitter. That's, for those of you who don't understand that, it's a baseball term that you can both bat with your right hand or your left hand. So, of course, the man who invented baseball was both a righty and a lefty. He is still, again, this has been erased from history by Washington, but he has the all-time leading home run record as well at any level in baseball. This is a Franklin channel. We don't believe the lie told by everyone, because Washington was like Stalin. He went in and erased the true history. But on this channel, we are spreading the truth about Ben Franklin. Oh, I hope it went well. Twinsies. Hey, Dodo. Dodo and the Dodos. That was a Danish band that had a hit called At the Strike of Midnight. And Home to Aarhus. Hjem til Aarhus. hjem til dig, Aarhus. No. Yes, he was ambidextrous. Who else is ambidextrous? The Canadians, because they cheat both in men's curling and women's curling. Holly Mack. I know Runkle has gone out there and done his, who cares about curling, eh? I'm not buying it. Canada, you owe us all an apology. Hey, Smother Hottie. Hey, North Dakotan. Hey, Bad Desert. But let's jump into it. We're going to start out with the son of the deceased. I'm right-handed, but in archery, left-handed. That's kind of weird. I don't think I could shoot with my left hand. But let's get back to this. And I hope this program holds up today. I've done all the things that they have recommended to make sure that you don't have these disconnects. But other than that, I don't know. We'll see what's happening.
Serve as jurors in this case, and all were willing to proceed. First, let me ask the attorneys if they believe that's a fair and accurate representation of that issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to fill in that I missed that you believe is necessary to create an appropriate record?
No, thank you.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. The second is that my understanding is that the parties have been through a number of exhibits and have some additional stipulations with respect to admissibility to place on the record.
That's correct, Your Honor. I believe we would be stipulating to Exhibit 74, 78, and 79, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85, 209, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217.
Where I'd like to place my objection on the record, we discussed it in chambers for 219, approximately at 15:13:12 to 15:14:27. We had asked that that be redacted because it involves hearsay. Court issued a ruling that it's needed for context, and so we proposed a possible jury instruction that I believe.
Marissa, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. You must do better than. I've been up, I've done a stream, I've been to court, and I'm here now. You don't hear me whining.
The court is going to be giving it as it relates to that. But given that objection has been resolved and not in our favor, that is part of the record, so we don't require the government to lay a foundation for that video.
Okay.
And I would just indicate, Your Honor, the stipulation, there are numerous body cams, hundreds of hours, and so we stipulated to what we believed were admissible and relevant to this case, Your Honor.
Yes, we examined all the body cameras that were proposed by the government for essentially muster issues, addressed those with the government back and forth for a number of weeks, and that has led to the stipulations articulated by Ms. Wise.
Okay. And just for clarity's sake, so I understand, in addition to stipulating on the things that are coming in, you're also in agreement on what is being left out?
Correct.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else we need to address for the record then before we bring our jury in?
No, thank you.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hey, Kimberly. No, but I was on the internet. It's kind of like having 1,000 5-year-olds pestering you. Oh, I listened to a clip of some space yesterday. Can we all make a petition to Elon Musk and say, can we take away that spaces option? Because, oh my effing God, I would rather discuss quantum physics with Marissa's 5-year-old son when he has had more pixie sticks than the expert can consume in a day, then I want to listen to. It was just 20 people yelling, and only one of them was yelling the N-word, but oh my God, why would anyone listen to that crap?
I do? Okay, you can go ahead and sit down. Please try to keep your voice up so that we can all hear you.
Good morning. Can you state your full name and spell it for the record?
Zachary Christopher Bach, Zackery, Christopher Bock.
Okay, thank you. How did you know Dee Warner?
Dee was my mom.
Okay. How close were you with your mom?
Extremely close. We talked, saw each other just about every day.
All right. Explain that to me. How did you talk to her?
We'd talk through text message, phone call, Snapchat, or we'd see each other in person.
All right. How often did you see each other in person?
I worked for her, so I worked there at the farm. So I typically saw her Monday through Friday,
All right.
sometimes on the weekends as well.
All right. Did you know Dale?
I did,
All right. And that would be your stepdad?
yes.
All right. What was your relationship with him like?
My mom's partner.
Okay. And you said you worked at the business. Which business did you work for?
That's what I said, thought in my head. It was like, how? I'm dyslexic, so it doesn't form in my head when I hear the letters. But I thought, that didn't really come off. Yeah.
All three.
All right. So
I was paid out of one, but I did work for all three companies.
which business were you paid out of?
DDW Investments.
All right. Tell me about, you said there's 3 businesses. What are the businesses?
There's DDW Investments, which was the trucking company. Wareg Farms, which was the farm operating company that farmed ground, corn, beans, that type of thing. And then there was Wareg Farm Services, which was the chemical fertilizer company that was selling products to third parties, other farmers.
Okay. And the Warag Farms, that farmed land?
Yes,
All right. And how many acres of land, approximately?
roughly 3,000.
All right. Are these, the land that's being farmed, is this owned or leased?
Both.
Okay. And what about Warag Services? What do they do?
I wasn't listening to the spaces. It was because I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and there was an autoplay video, and it was just N-word, N-word, B-word. And I thought, what's going on? I thought it was no, I shouldn't say.
This was the chemical fertilizer company, so that was buying the
Yes, Twitter's
chemical
down.
fertilizer from the supplier, turning around and selling them to other farmers and using for themselves as well.
Okay. And DDW Trucking, where do they do business?
As far as like location,
Trucking, yep. Where do they truck?
all over the place. There was trucks that went in and out of Canada. There was trucks in Illinois, kind of all over. I'd say a couple of states surrounding the state of Michigan.
All right.
It wasn't like they were going to California or anything like that, but
Okay. How many employees between the businesses were working on the farm?
for just the farm or the
For all the businesses?
all the businesses together.
Correct. So let me clarify. Good question. The farm, so you said you worked for your mom every day. Was that business located on the farm?
Yeah, all three businesses operated out of the same office.
Okay. And so how many employees between all three companies were there?
Less than 20.
Okay. Tell me, in April of 2021, who the major trucking employees were.
Each name?
Sue is the only one I ever miss because I so want her to love me, but sadly every time I try and build a bridge with her, she lights it on fire and drops a bomb on it and gives me, and I don't know why. Sue, stop being such an Appalachian.
If you can remember the trucking employees that you dealt with on a regular basis.
There was Todd, Terry, Mark, Kelly. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the rest.
Okay. What about the farming business? Who were the employees for farms that you saw on a regular basis and you dealt with in April of 2021?
There was Ivan, Jim, Jaren, Stephanie. She worked in the office with me, and Dale.
Okay.
There was some random other people that might come in for helping with certain things, but
Okay. When you say Ivan, is that Ivan Boyd?
yes.
And Jim, do you know his last name?
Hawkins.
Okay. And Jaron?
Warner.
Do you did you know a Jason Gravel?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't say that for sure.
Not somebody you would have interacted with every day?
No, I didn't really interact with a lot of the people that worked there. I mainly was in the office. I dealt with them, maybe communicated over the phone, but most of even the truckers were actually handled by Stephanie.
Okay. And Stephanie, did she work in the office with you?
She did.
All right. How long did Stephanie work there?
We both started there about the same time. I had worked there when I was in high school, but had left and was doing my own stuff. And then when my mom and Dale had fired Mark Weisberg, I came back. I want to say it was about 2017.
Okay. So you and Stephanie both started around 2017?
Yes.
All right.
That's the wrong
Probably
one.
within about a month of each other.
Did your mom employ any housekeepers?
Several.
Okay. What about in 2021?
The one that I knew mostly was Maddie Wolf.
Okay. Did you know if your mom took in any foreign exchange students at any point in time?
She did. Her name was, and we called her Jade. How her actual name is pronounced, I don't know, but she was from Italy.
Okay. What year was that, if you recall?
Probably 2015, 16, somewhere around there.
Okay. So I believe you indicated you were with your mom just about every day. Do you know what her habit was with her phone? As far as keeping it with her, putting it, not having
Attached
it?
to her hand, yes.
All right. Were there times that you attempted to call her?
Excuse me.
That's okay. Were there times you ever called or texted your mom that she didn't respond to you?
The only time that she has never responded to me was when she was killed.
What about her keys for her Cadillac? Do you know what she did with those?
They were typically in her pocket.
All right. And do you know if she kept that Cadillac locked?
Usually it was locked, yes.
Okay. And do you know what was kept inside the Cadillac?
So mom carried her phone case was her, I'm going to say day-to-day wallet. It had a little flap that opened up to protect the screen, and you could put like your driver's license, your credit card, and stuff like that kind of right inside of it. But she also had like a small...
I know it's only day 2, but I have a little bit of a hard time seeing what all of this is really about. Who worked at the office? Who are we going to have every single person who ever came into that office talk about her? Just have the kids established she was always on her phone and they saw her every day, and all of a sudden she was gone. Sometimes they go too far. What's Jade got to do?
purse. I think it's called a clutch.
Okay.
She had a bigger purse that was like an actual bag, but she very rarely, I think the only time she would typically use that really big purse was like a Black Friday sale when her, my sisters, my aunts, they would go shopping.
Okay.
But typically she only used her wallet that was attached to her phone and then that little clutch purse thing that was usually left in her car.
Okay. With you being around the day-to-day activities on the Warner property, on the farm there, did you observe your mom and Dale fighting?
Just about every day.
Okay. Do you know the basic topic of the arguments?
Typically the fights were related to money and
He used to work there, then he went out on his own. They fired someone, he came back at the same time as Jessica came back and worked for them. So yes, he was her son and their worker. And Jessica, I believe, was the second witness we had. Yes, we're talking purchase now. Purchase, sorry.
and something related to one of the businesses.
Okay. When was the last time that you talked to your mom? Whether in person, phone?
The Saturday before. So I think that's the 24th.
Okay. Where'd you see her at or talk to her? How'd you talk to her?
I briefly seen her, I think it was Saturday morning at my sister Amber's. I had kind of just swung by and I think maybe had a cup of coffee, and my mom was coming to pick up Lena, and about the same time that Amber had or Mom had gotten there was about the same time I was leaving, so I might have said hi. But throughout the rest of the day, I had talked with her. We were texting back and forth. She was having some issues with two of the truckers, and then we were also talking about a friend of ours, a friend of mine and a friend of hers had passed away.
Okay. And does your mom at any point in time tell you that she has any kind of plan for that night?
Yes, she was done with everything. She didn't want to do the trucking company anymore. She didn't want to be with Dale anymore. She wanted to sell everything and be done.
All right.
At one point during the text conversation, she said, I'll sign it all over to you and you can deal with it. I'm done.
Okay. And how long have you been as close as you were to your mom in 2021? How long were you guys that close?
We had always been really close. I had started working originally for the farm when I was still in high school in like 2009, I believe.
Okay.
And had kind of worked on and off whenever.
Congratulations with the move. I have been wondering if the hobby survived it, but you are still putting in we, so I hope that he made it in the move as well. And congratulations on the new apartment, and I hope that everything will be wonderful and you will enjoy the joys of putting all this stuff back on the shelves, and that he will survive that as well. So congratulations with finally being finished with the move in the most annoying weather anyone could imagine making a move in. He has Jamie's accent. Yeah, he lives in the same state as Jamie.
they needed somebody else, I was there.
Okay. Had you heard her say that she wanted to do those things before?
This is day 2. This is the 4th witness. So far, we don't know much other than she disappeared in 2001. He was arrested in 2003. In 2004, they found her welded inside a fertilizer tank, not on his property, but on a property he had access to where he stored other tanks. And so far, we have learned a lot about her and her husband having constant fights, but this time, this fight was different, is what everyone is saying. But also, they were fighting constantly for 15 years, and she had left multiple times. So far, there isn't a lot coming into the case, but hopefully that'll change today. He's alive and well. Oh, that's good to hear. And you need him to carry the heavy stuff, then you can unalive him. No, but it is 26 degrees here today, and I went to court this morning in a hoodie. That was a little chilly. My car seat, even though I had the seat heater on, didn't turn hot on my drive up to court. Totally off topic, got a tattoo, and it's in that scaly healing state. So annoying. Thanks for listening. Don't peel the scabs. It'll make it look shitty.
Leave Dale and sell everything? Yes.
Okay. So after she says, I'm going to have a conversation with Dale later, do you text her, call her, anything later that night?
We had continued to text most of the evening.
Okay.
She was telling me about the fight and what the employee had said to her.
All right.
No, it's broken because if I put it on, it has 3 settings, and if I put it on the high setting, yeah, it'll toast my buns, but then it'll turn off like after 3 minutes. So I always put it on the second setting, and that doesn't toast my buns fast enough. So, yeah. Thank you so much for 26 months of fun with Marissa. Well, you became a mod like, 24 months ago. That's when the fun stopped. And it just became hard, grueling work because your boss is horrible and is constantly sitting there texting us, I'm having my lashes done today. Why are you not working? Why are you not working, Marissa? Jemima, I don't care you're moving. I have had snow in Michigan before. It's no problem. Get moving. Stream more. Do more. Tell the fatty he needs to stream more. Yes, Jamie is the owner of the channel.
Approximately what is the last time that you get a text message from your mom, if you can recall?
7 or 8 o'clock.
At 9
At
p.m.?
night.
All right. Some point on Sunday, do you come over to the farm?
Yes, my sister Raquel had, I don't remember if she had called me or texted me. I
That's
believe
why
she
I
had
put
called
it
me that morning and asked if I knew where mom was. She said that both of her cars were at home and she couldn't find mom anywhere.
Okay.
And asked if I knew where she was. And I said, no, I'll text her and I'll come on over.
Okay.
So I got off the phone with her and called, or tried to call mom. It went straight to voicemail, and then I think I had sent her a couple of text messages and was just starting a conversation. I think the first one was something like, how was your night, or how you doing today, or something like that.
Okay. So,
But nothing ever went through.
all right. During the course of your mom's marriage to Dale, do you know if she would leave for a day or two?
Yeah.
All right. Where would she typically go?
Typically, she came to my house. She
Okay.
came to Amber's house, I know, a couple of times. She's gone to my Aunt Shelley and Uncle Greg's house a couple of times.
Okay. So it wouldn't be uncommon for her to show up at your house?
No.
Okay. How long would she typically stay?
Day, maybe 2.
And so then your sister Raquel calls you. What do you do after you talk to her?
So I think I went and took a shower and got in the car and went to my mom's house.
Okay. What'd you do when you got to the house?
I first went down to the office. I remember seeing my mom's Hummer sitting there, which was a little weird because she had been driving
Jamie.
the Cadillac mostly. And then I went into the office, kind of just ran through, I guess, all of the rooms that were there, looking to see if I could see mom or anything, if mom had been there. And then walked back out of the office, walked up towards where Terry, the truck driver that mom was in the argument and fight with the night before, was supposed to come clean his truck out. So I went up to check to see if Terry had cleaned his semi-truck out.
Okay.
Climbed up the little ladder, opened the door to the truck. The truck was still full of belongings. Got back down, started to walk back up towards the house, and that's when Dale came up to me, somewhere in the driveway, and asked if I knew where mom was, if I knew where she was going to be, anything. And I said no, and we both proceeded to walk back down to the office.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. So when you first get to the Munger property and go to the office, is there anybody on the property with you?
When I first walked through the office, there's people on the property, but nobody's like walking with me now.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, was Dale there when you got there?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you know if he got there at any point after you arrived, or you're not?
I don't know. The first actual time that I saw Dale was when we met in that driveway right after I looked at the semi-truck.
Okay. And then you both walk down to the office together?
Correct.
What do you do when you get down to the office?
As soon as we walk in the office door, we take a right. I was going to go look at the server room, which is on the back, this back little hallway thing next to the bathroom. And Dale started to walk into the next door, which was his office. So as I took a left to go down the hallway towards the
Oh, by the way, the kids have sued Dale for $100 million in a wrongful death suit because they claim he has made dispositions with their money that he wasn't allowed to.
server room in the bathroom, Dale was standing in his doorway, and before I got to the server room, all I hear was, am I allowed to swear?
Say what happened.
Oh, fuck. And I turned around, and Dale's standing there holding my mom's wedding ring in his hand in the doorway.
Okay.
And so then from there, I walk back around over to my mom's desk where her computer is connected to the camera system. So instead of looking at it on my phone, I can look at it on the big screen. And I started to get on the cameras to see, well, if Dale's holding her wedding ring, she came into the office at some point, so maybe I can see her on the cameras and what time that might have been.
Okay. So did you start looking at the camera
I
systems?
did, and I stayed in the office trying to look on the camera system for a little while. I couldn't tell you exactly how long, but the whole time Dale stayed right here.
Was it the whole time, or was he in and out, or?
Whenever he was right next to me, he was right here.
Okay.
He would go walk over to his office. He walked in and out of the office building itself multiple times. He kept saying, oh, I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to go over and do this. But then he never did. He'd come right back in.
Okay. And at this point in time, when you're looking at cameras and Dale's in and out, who else is in the office with you?
At some point, my sister, my aunt, and my brother, my sister...
Well, the problem isn't how cold it gets in the short drive. The problem is it doesn't get to heat up in the short drive. It was minus 4 degrees this morning.
Raquel had all come into the office. At some point, I believe Raquel's boyfriend, Dustin, had actually also come in there, I believe.
Okay. And how long did you stay at the office looking at cameras?
I couldn't tell you an exact amount of time.
All right. What'd you do after you were done looking at the cameras?
So at the rest of that day, I had gone through and I went and drove to look at the other properties that they owned that had structures on them. So like there's a house around the corner that used to be rented to Stephanie that we were selling at the time, and I had it for sale. So I thought, well, she walked somewhere, her cars are here, maybe she walked and is staying in that house. So I drove up to that house, opened it up, nobody was inside. I drove over to the Cedar Point property in Onstead to see if maybe she was there somewhere hiding out. I went back to my own house. She had a code to be able to use the front door, figuring, well, maybe somebody picked her up and they went to breakfast and now she's back at my house hiding out. She wasn't there. I came back to the farm once again. I think I just drove by or drove through, or maybe I talked to my sisters. But then I had proceeded to then go to Britain to the grain bin setup, see if there was any sign of her there. When I couldn't find her anywhere, when I was leaving Britain on my way back through in Tecumseh, I called a friend
Come again? Tecumseh? What?
of ours, Officer Paul Wolf for the Tecumseh Police Department.
Okay. And based on that conversation, what did you do next?
I told him what was happening, what I was feeling like, and he said, then you guys need to call the state police.
Okay.
So I got off the phone with him. I called my siblings. I said, hey, this is what Paul said. Can we meet at my house? And we're going to call someone.
All right. Now, prior to leaving the Munger farm, did you have a conversation with Dale, or were you part of a conversation with Dale about potentially calling the police earlier?
I think when we were all in the office and I was still looking at the computer, or at the camera stuff on the computer, that had been brought up a couple of times.
Okay. And do you know what his response to that was?
If we haven't heard from her the next day or so, we'll give him a call.
Okay. All right. So you get off the phone with Officer Wolf and you make contact with police?
I made contact with my siblings first. My sister Raquel and my brother TJ and I all met up at my house, and we Googled the state police number. It sent us to a dispatch. The dispatch sent us to the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department said that they would send out a deputy, and I think it was, I can't remember his first name, but Deputy Hall.
Okay. And did you in fact give him a statement?
We did.
All right. And the following day, well, let me back up. Did you have any further conversations with Dale when you were at the farm?
After we had called them?
Before you called the police, while you were there, and he was in and out of the office, did you have any further conversations with him on the Munger property?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. All right. So when's the next time you come back to the Munger property?
The next morning.
Okay. What time?
I don't know the exact time. It would have been the morning, like starting a regular work day.
So Monday
probably
morning.
Somewhere around 9 a.m.
Okay. And what'd you do when you got there?
Usually the first thing that I would do in the mornings was always check the credit card, the company credit card, to both make sure that the truck drivers were able to keep operating and getting fuel and everything off of that card, but also to check to see if there had been any usage on my mom's cards.
Okay. And did you notice anything?
No.
At some point during that day, did you have contact with a detective?
At some point that day, the sheriff detective, Brecca, had reached out to me, called me.
Yep.
And we met up. I had told him that I was planning on going to TLC, our bank, my mom and I's bank, and I was going to see if I could get anybody at TLC to tell me if there had been any activity on my mom's bank account.
Okay. And did you, in fact, meet with Detective Brecca at
We did.
TLC?
We met at the Tecumseh branch.
All right. And did you learn if were these accounts that you shared with your mom?
No. Well, my mom and I had a shared account, but my mom had her own personal accounts as well, and then there was a business account there. I was trying to see if TLC would tell me anything about her personal account, not the joint account. The joint account I had access to.
Okay. And did you find anything?
They wouldn't tell us. They told us no, there wasn't any activity on the card, or on her cards or her accounts.
Okay. And once you left the bank, what did you do after that?
Detective Brecca and I drove separately, but we went back to the farm. He wanted to talk with Dale, so I took him to the farm. When we pulled into the back of the house and were standing on the back deck. I went into the house to see if Dale was inside, and then I looked out back and you could see Dale in one of the pieces of tillage equipment working in the field, so I called him. and said there was a detective here that wanted to talk to him, and Dale came up and spoke with him. When Dale got there, I left.
And you left at that point, okay.
Yes.
So I kind of forgot to ask you about this big piece. So at some point in time, you lived on the Warner farm at your mom's house?
Several times.
All right. And did you have a bedroom?
I did.
And did you have what was in the bedroom?
Bed, dresser, a safe.
All right. And what was
Clothes.
what was the purpose of the safe? Was that just yours, or?
My mom had bought it for me with the intention of her using it.
Okay. So did you both share it, or how did that work?
Kind of. I put what I considered important documents in there, like my birth certificate and my passport that I had. I had put those in there, and Mom was putting cash and whatever other things that she wanted to save in there.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did anybody else have access to that safe?
Just my mom and I.
All right. Here, I'm going to approach the witness with People's Proposed Exhibit 23. So I showed you a photograph of a safe. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is that similar to the safe that you owned?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, what, if any, evidence is this of anything? Hey, Coke Fairy. Is she done now?
I have a few questions for you today.
Yeah.
So you said you had lived at the Munger.
I don't know what happened. That's half an hour of our life we'll never get back. He had a bed in his bedroom and he was trying to get into his mom's credit card. Foundation. We had all of this from the other kids as well. Couple, 2, 3 questions. So, yeah.
And Ms. Warner, your mom?
Yes.
About how long did that happen?
There were several times that I had.
Yes, I know I disappeared for a second. Just hoping that I'm on the web-based version. I'm just hoping that it'll keep connection.
I was in high school. I lived there. I had moved out, and then at some point, probably in, I think it was 2013, 2014, I moved back in, and then again, probably 2017 to 2019, somewhere in there.
So for a number of years. You indicated that you saw fights between your mom and Mr. Warner, and I'm assuming like verbal fights or disagreements, things like that?
Yes.
Would your mom raise her voice at Mr. Warner?
They would raise the voice at each other all the time, yes.
So raised voices with the two of them verbally arguing, is that accurate?
Correct.
Was that for pretty much the entirety of the time that you had lived there, or was that a more recent thing?
Most of the time that I lived there, I can't actually remember a time that I didn't hear them fight. The fights definitely got more frequent later, but I think they always had kind of fought.
Okay. So from the start of the relationship, from what you remember, there were verbal arguments and disagreements?
Yes.
Now, when you lived at Munger, did you have, or even when you didn't live there, did you have a key, or was that door locked and you were able to come in?
I had a key, but the doors were never locked. I had a key when, after my mom and Dale had Lena, about every March, when Lena's birthday was, they would take Lena down to Florida, and they were usually gone for an extended period of time, and I was the one that would watch the house, so Mom had given me a key. It actually happened to be the same key for the office.
When they would go for an extended period of time, would they lock the house, or would it be open?
Sometimes they'd lock it. Sometimes they'd lock all the doors except for this one door.
Holly, you ever went swimming in Balls Creek?
And when you would go into the Munger house, just in general, so you're going over to see your mom, would you walk in or would the door be locked?
I just walked in.
When you worked for the companies that you indicated, your job was in finance, is that accurate? So bookkeeping, paying bills, invoices, things like that?
Yes.
Now, did that include paying all the bills, or did you split that with, you referred to her as Stephanie, that's Stephanie Vogel, correct?
Correct.
Did you split that with Stephanie?
Typically, I paid most of the bills, but if I wasn't there and they needed to pay a bill, then Stephanie would pay it.
Did that include things like credit cards, OnStar, car payments, things like that, or was it strictly what we would consider business, so trucking, grain, that kind of stuff?
Both. So we would pay on the credit cards. Mom and Dale had their own personal bank accounts, and personal checks. So those ones that I would say were handwritten checks from their personal accounts, they would pay those themselves. But if it was pertaining to anything with the businesses, then typically we paid it. A lot of their personal expenses were also paid for with business credit cards. So like the OnStar, for instance, I believe was paid for with one of the credit cards.
The business credit cards?
Yes.
And then is this fair to say that your mom essentially would handle a lot of the office staff work and Mr. Warner would handle things that were going on outside of the office? So farming, the chemical company, things like that?
Correct. My mom would handle a lot of the customer stuff for the chemical fertilizer side of things, but Dale did as well.
So your mom would be...
But as far as like the actual like farming day to day, getting in a tractor, that was all Dale. Working with those employees, that was typically all Dale.
That's what I was just going to ask.
Yes.
So if a customer came in or called, that might be your mom. But if it was, plowing a field or planting, that would be Mr. Warner. Is that accurate?
Correct. My mom did. I mean, there was many times growing up that my mom was in a combine or in a piece of equipment, driving and doing field work type things. But towards the end there, no.
So
that was all Dale.
She knew how to do it, but
she
didn't
knew
do it.
how, but that was not where she wanted to be.
And she also, did she grow up on a farm to your knowledge? And was with cattle too? Is that something that your mom was interested in?
Yep, she was very involved in the 4-H kids, and we had cows growing up, I think, my whole life.
You had talked about your mom would keep her purse in the car. Is it fair to say your mom would have also cash stuffed in the car as well?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that your mom had money stuffed everywhere?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause that based on prior testimony, you had indicated that. So she'd have it like kind of squirreled away in pockets in the car and clutch and purse and all those sorts of things.
Yes.
And you indicated that it was not surprising to you when your mom would say, or when she did say she wanted to divorce Mr. Warner or leave Mr. Warner, leave the businesses, things like that, because she had said those things before.
Yes.
And had that been going on for a while?
It had become significantly worse the last couple of years. I would say somewhere between 2015 until 2021. It had gotten significantly worse.
Would, and correct me if I'm wrong, would she say it on one day and then 2 days later she would have a different plan? Or
I think the plan was always there, but I think there was always something in her trying to make it work. I know there was always a big fear of...
I'm going to stop you right there, though, only because that goes far afield of my question.
Oh,
so,
great.
okay, that's okay. So, would the plan change? And if you don't know, it's okay to say no.
I couldn't answer that, no.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If she would say, for instance, on a Monday that she would want to leave, it sounds like for years she would say that, but she wouldn't leave, except for short periods of time. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And you indicated that your mom would leave the house for a day or two, and that was a regular occurrence.
Define regular.
Sure. I guess so. It wasn't surprising to you when she would show up at your house and want to stay there for a day or two?
Well, I mean, it was always a surprise, but, I mean, it was one of those things that when it happened, I wasn't like, oh, what are you doing here? It was, oh, okay, hi.
Come on in.
Continue about the day.
Okay. And I guess when I say regular occurrence, I should ask you, in a year's time, how many times do you think she did that?
In a year's time, 10?
And is that pretty much on average?
How the hell can it then be a surprise? She did it almost every month. The first sister said every month she would leave him. The next sister said, well, maybe once or twice in 15 years. And then when she was pressured on her prior statement, yeah, that was a lot of times. And, well, they're making a good showing for the defense that she was kind of flaky. But the big problem will still be she's inside a fertilizer tank. She wasn't found out in the woods.
You think?
There would be, I mean, there was times that it was more, there was times that it was less.
Did your mom, you talked about an issue that she had been having with employees, is that accurate?
Yes.
Was that common or uncommon for your mom to have that kind of an issue with a staff member?
To the extent of what this fight was uncommon. She definitely would get into it with the employees about certain things sometimes, but nothing like what this one was. This one was very different.
What about, so she had conflict with Mr. Warner, she had conflict with staff. And again, the last one was more significant. What about other family members? Any conflicts there? Or?
I mean, she'd get into fights with, I think, just about anybody. Mom stood up for what she believed in.
maybe that was what she wants you to believe, Marissa. Maybe she was winning. She was looking at Florida and said, "I can beat that hide and seek champion down in Florida," and she did because he was found the next day.
And if your opinion was different than hers, then sometimes that wasn't gonna. She was gonna have her opinion, and you were gonna hear it.
She'd let you know, it sounds like?
She'd let you know.
Okay. In a raised voice, it sounds a little bit?
It could be.
Now, on April 25th, 2021, you indicated that when you arrived, the Hummer you said was in front of the office.
Correct.
Did you use your key to enter the office?
I can't remember if I used my key or if the office was open.
Then, correct me if I'm wrong. So, Ms. Saylor, can you put up Exhibit A? And then, can you call out or point to where the office is? So, see, it looks like there's like almost like a barn, which is, and then the two doors. Is that where the office is?
Correct. So the right there in the middle of that stretch of barn is the main office door. The door all the way to the right would be going into Todd's office. So I entered through that middle door.
And you don't recall if that door was unlocked or locked?
I can't. I had a key. I could have used my key, but to tell you right now, if I used it, I couldn't tell you.
And I know we're going back almost 5 years. So then you said you went to outside of Terry Nayrink's truck?
Correct.
And you ultimately went inside just to see if his belongings were there. Where was that truck parked?
So that the behind the house, the barn that's directly behind the house there.
I don't want to interrupt, but for a minute, is that the fertilizer barn?
That would be the dry fertilizer barn.
Okay,
yes.
the dry fertilizer barn. Can you zoom in on that, Ms. Saylor?
So to the left of that barn there, you can see a semi-trailer, just the trailer. His truck was essentially parked right there.
And then that's where you went and took a look and you ran into Mr. Warner.
I ran into Mr. Warner there's a concrete slab that is right in front of the barn, I guess I'd say. And that's where I ran into Dale.
So when you were outside looking at Mr. Nayrink's truck, did you hear the sprayer in the background?
I don't recall.
Would looking at a copy of your preliminary examination transcript help refresh your memory?
Sure.
Thank you. Ms. Saylor, would you go to page 44, please?
This is their second marriage, so I don't think they were that young when she met Dale.
Did that refresh your memory, Mr. Beck?
Yes.
Thank you. So I should, did you hear the sprayer when you were at Mr. Nayrink's truck?
To tell you today, I can't tell you that. At the time, I very well could have. But once again, telling you that today, that was 5 years ago.
You don't dispute that. You testified under oath that you did hear it, though, correct?
I don't dispute that.
And just to be clear, the sprayer is a piece of farm equipment?
Yes.
Pretty big green color?
Yes.
And then it sprays, for some people who didn't grow up on a farm, it sprays chemicals and fertilizer and things like that?
Yes.
Does it have a distinctive sound?
It almost has like a humming sound to it.
A sound that you recognized having
Yes.
sort of grown up on the farm?
Yep.
Thank you. Now, when you saw ultimately Mr. Warner, he asked you if you really didn't know where your mom is, correct?
Correct.
I have no additional questions. Thank you.
So you were asked if it was common for your mom to take off for a night or two, correct?
Yes.
Had you ever called 911 or called the police to report your mom missing prior to the 25th of April 2021?
No, never.
Okay. And have you talked to your mom since April 24th, 2021?
No.
Okay. You talked about your mom was expressing her frustration with this employee situation at the business on Friday night, Saturday night? Which one was it?
So if the 25th was the Sunday, then the 24th.
The 24th, okay. And was it, was the fight about an employee, or was it about the way Dale was responding to Dee that angered her?
Objection calls for hearsay unless Mr. Bach was present for the argument.
If you know.
So the fight with the employee was actually about a.
Okay, sorry, but
wait.
we need to establish a foundation before he's going to testify about this.
Yeah, okay. Were you present for any of the fight?
No.
Okay, all right. When you were on the farm on the 25th, where were you at when Dale asked you if your mom was really at your house?
We were standing on that concrete pad in front of that barn.
Okay, so that was almost immediately that you were asked that?
Yes.
All right. And during this conversation, did you ask Dale if he looked in the caddy at all?
I can't recall exactly what all we had talked about. There was a couple of questions that he had asked me. One, if I knew where Mom was and everything when we were standing there on that concrete slab. I hadn't been in the house, but whatever reason, we had said something that made me want to go to the office.
Okay.
That's why I had gone to the office rather than walking into the house. So the both of us had actually walked down to the office together.
Okay.
I mean, not, side by side, but he was right behind me and we walked into the office together at the same time.
Do you remember if at the office or when you guys met out on that concrete pad, did you guys talk about money taken from the safe?
There was a conversation about money taken from the safe. I believe it would have been about that same time because the only time that we had talked otherwise was inside the office, and that was about the ring.
Okay. And what did Dale tell you?
That there was a bunch of money taken from the safe inside the house.
Okay. And did he give you an amount?
He did, but I can't recall the exact number. It was a big number because I remember being very upset about the fact that they had as much money in the safe in the house that they did when I was struggling to be able to pay the bills for the company.
Okay. When you say big number?
I don't know if he told me 100,000, but 100,000 is the number that's coming to mind.
Okay. All right. I have nothing further.
Nothing additional, thank you.
Counsel, please.
Yes.
I have reviewed those with counsel. It's my understanding that counsel has a little bit agreement with asking for both those questions. Is that accurate?
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Box, so the first question is, any animosity between Dale and Zach before Dee went missing?
Yes.
The second question is, how was the relationship between Dale and Zach prior to Dee missing?
We spoke about work-related things, and that was it.
All right. Ms. Wise, any further questions for Mr. Box based on those questions?
Yes. You indicated that there was some tension between you and Dale after your mom went missing?
Yes.
Wasn't the question before?
It was both.
So the first question was, any animosity between Dale and Zach before Dee went missing? The second question was, how was the relationship between Dale and Zach prior to Dee missing?
Oh, I apologize. I thought one was after. Okay, I have nothing further on.
I have nothing, thank you.
So two questions if they didn't like each other before.
Questions, and again, don't put them out, just raise your hand if any of the jurors would like to ask additional questions. Okay, not seeing any positive responses. Can we excuse Mr. Box from his subpoena at this point?
I would reserve the right to recall him.
Okay. So, Mr. Box, you will still go ahead.
Correct. Okay, so I just didn't know if there was going to be a prosecutor indicating that he may be called in rebuttal? Correct. Okay, so I just didn't know if there was going to be a...
No.
Okay,
No.
So then that would prevent him from being here then for the number of weeks. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
It wouldn't. I'm going to make my argument.
Okay.
All right, so let's break for lunch, and we'll resume again at 1:30 p.m. So members of the we'll try to be here just before, and we'll do our best to get started as quick as we can.
Well, he's just talking internet speak. Try to stay up with the young peoples. Celestial says, Baker, I'm totally for innocent until proven guilty in trial cases. However, the Welding and Dale being the only one at this point, it is hard. Well, that's why we have to keep an open mind.
The continued sequestration of Mr. Bach, Ms. Wise, you want to address that?
Yes, Your Honor. Under MCL 780.821, the victim has the right to be present throughout the entire trial of the defendant unless the victim is going to be called as a witness. If the victim is going to be called as a witness, the court may, for good cause shown, order the victim to be sequestered until the victim first testifies. The victim shall not be sequestered after he or she first testifies. Under MCL 780.811, subsection H, victim means any of the following. Under H2, the following individuals other than the defendant if the victim is deceased, and it would define that as a child of the deceased victim if the child is 18 years of age or older. So we would ask the court to allow Mr. Bach to stay in the courtroom as he is a definition as defined under the Crime Victims' Rights Act. And we believe MCL 780.821 is mandatory language, as the victim shall not be sequestered. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is another one of those issues that if a Court of Appeals panel is ever listening, I think should be addressed. So there are no, at least that we could find, no court decisions addressing this, not in Michigan. So when we expand it out to look at federal cases that are somewhat comparable, there is a military justice case called United States versus Span, 48 MJ 586, 1998. Because really what we're looking at, I think, is the interplay between the Crime Victims' Rights Act and rebuttal testimony. Mr. Bach is not in a situation where he's going to be called again in the government's case in chief. So that, I think, would be a slightly different analysis. But we've got the possible recall of Mr. Bach in rebuttal. So in United States versus Span, the U.S. Navy Marine Corps Court of Criminal Appeals addressed this specific issue, holding that allowing a rape victim and her mother to remain in the courtroom during part of the government's case in rebuttal and then allowing them to testify was not an abuse of discretion. So that seems to support the government's position. But then there's a Ninth Circuit case called United States versus Eli, 718 F. 2nd 291, 1983, saying it was error for the district court to refuse to exclude the government witnesses from the courtroom because a witness may wish to tailor rebuttal testimony to conform to that of other witnesses, as well as to cover up inconsistencies in earlier testimony that have been revealed by the other witnesses. It's tough to know in this situation what Mr. Bach would be testifying to in rebuttal. So I want to be candid. I don't think that there would be a lot of cleaning up to do of his testimony in the case in chief. I don't think that in rebuttal the government would be allowed to, or at least should be allowed to, go into the same topics that they already addressed with him. So, for instance, he said that essentially the door at Munger was rarely locked. Well, now if they put him up to say, oh my gosh, it was locked all the time. And I mean, that's just such a benign example. But I don't think they'd be going into those topics. So I don't know that the cleaning up portion is necessarily relevant, but he would be able to hear other testimony from other witnesses that possibly could lead to the tailoring of the testimony in rebuttal. So our position is that unless Mr. Bach is excused as a witness, just as his sisters were, he should not be allowed to remain in the courtroom until the government makes the decision that they are not recalling him. But again, in all candor, there is not Michigan case law on the matter, and I think the federal courts probably more likely lean toward allowing the witness to remain in the courtroom, even if they may be called in rebuttal. Thank you.
Quick response, Your Honor. The first portion of the statute anticipates if the victim wants to remain in the courtroom and allows the court to find good cause before ordering the victim sequestered. The second portion of the statute is mandatory. Once that victim testifies, the victim shall not be sequestered after they testify. So I would ask that he be allowed.
But it doesn't address the problem that he might be called as a witness again.
to remain, Your Honor.
Versus LK. So the U.S. versus L case was interpreting Federal Rule of Evidence 615, which requires exclusion of witnesses at the request of a party. It does not include any analysis, obviously, of the Michigan statute or any analysis of any similar statute. So it's just talking about the basic federal rule about sequestration of witnesses. In Michigan, we do have a specific statute that speaks to this issue, MCL 780.821. As Ms. Wise indicated, it states that if the victim is going to be called as a witness, the court may, meaning permissive for good cause shown, order the victim to be sequestered until the victim first testifies. The victim shall not be sequestered after he or she first testifies. I think that statute is plain on its face, meaning that the someone who is defined as a victim cannot be sequestered after that person first testifies. It is the only way to give meaning to the word first in both of those sentences. So under that statute, I do not believe that the court is permitted to sequester someone who is defined as a victim under the Crime Victims' Rights Act after that person first testifies. Mr. Bach does meet the definition of a victim under the Crime Victims' Rights Act, and so I would grant that request from Ms. Wise to release Mr. Bach from the sequestration order based on MCL 780.821 and allow him to be present in the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are there any other issues we need to address before bringing the jury back?
No, Your Honor.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Sequester. Welcome back. Truth and nothing but the truth under penalty for perjury. I do.
Good afternoon. Can you please state your full name and spell it for the record?
Yep, my name is Austin Hall, AUSTIN,
All right. Where were you employed in April of 2021?
I was employed with the Lenawee County Sheriff's Office,
All right. And what were your typical job duties?
enforcing the law, investigating crimes, traffic complaints,
All right. Did you have a particular title?
road patrol deputy.
All right. And did you somehow become involved in this case that we're here for today?
I was.
On what date?
April 25th, 2021.
All right. How'd you become involved?
I was called or dispatched to a residence, 400 Pentecost Highway, for a missing person.
All right. And who did you meet with at that Pentecost residence?
I met with 3 of the children of the missing person, Raquel, TJ, and Zach.
All right. And what did you do after you spoke with them?
So after I spoke with them, I did a phone ping for Dee Warner's cell phone.
Okay. Tell me what a phone ping is.
So I contacted Central Dispatch using the phone number that the kids had given me and requested that they ping her location, which is trying to figure out the location of her cell phone.
Okay. And after you contacted Central Dispatch, what did you do?
So after contacting them, I told the kids kind of the results of the phone ping and told them that I was going to go to her registered address there at 2170 West Munger Road.
All right. Did you do that?
I did.
Immediately after leaving the Pentecost address?
Yes.
All right. And approximately what time do you think that was?
Probably 6 o'clock.
All right. Did you make contact with anybody at that residence?
I did.
And who was that?
Dale Warner.
And did you have an opportunity to speak with him?
I did.
And you were wearing a body cam that night?
I was.
All right. At this time, I would like to play Exhibit 209.
La 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 la.
Hello?
Well, thank you. I chose them myself.
Are you Dale? Excellent. I'm Deputy Hall from the Lenawee County Sheriff's Office. How are you, sir? Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. Alright, so your wife is missing? Well, I don't know if she's missing or she just left, so. Okay. She had an altercation with one of our police, 2 of them. Yesterday.
last night, and she was really upset. She was talking a lot of bad things as far as employees. One employee decided to quit. She was talking about killing herself and taking off leave. Okay. But she had COVID. God, 3 weeks ago. She just got over COVID like a week ago. She ain't back like since. And her glands are swelled up. She's like got an infection. And she's got migraines. And last night she's coming down with a real bad migraine. So she's got some migraine pills that she takes. She took quite a few of those, and then she finally passed out on the couch. Went to sleep. Got her calmed down. I thought, that was close to midnight when she finally went to sleep. I said, I got to go to bed, and I got to get up in the morning. Right. So she was sleeping on the couch.
It's close to
And then this
midnight,
morning around 6 o'clock, I got up.
and Disneyland
She was
is
somewhere
closed.
until she was, better home. Right. And then I went out. So then I went out and got my chemicals and got the spray loaded up on the spray patch and texted her, and she didn't answer. So I figured, well, she's still sleeping. She's not answering. So then I loaded up another batch, and I went back up and I sit down spraying. And then Raquel called me, her daughter, Stephanie called me. Said Raquel called her, she can't find her mom. And I said, she's at the house, she's in there laying on the couch. Excuse me, so she couldn't find her, and then I called Raquel, and I says, your mom's not there? She was just there, when I was there an hour or two ago. She said, no, she's not here. And I said, well, I'll be done spraying here shortly, and I'll be back. So about, half an hour, 45 minutes later, I got back here, and I went in the house, and she was gone. And I walked around the house, went in the bathroom. Well, her hair curler's gone, her hair dryer's gone, her makeup bag's gone, and she has a go bag packed all the time. I mean, this is the first time she's left. Usually she takes out goes to her son's house and stays there. Take herself in her bag. Back house. Yeah, she comes back. She gets all pissed off and takes off there.
This is from Friday, so the clock is working. The second hand is moving. So it is correct. That's even though it's Michigan, they are correct.
This time the difference is she ain't answering anymore. Right. When she said her mom wasn't here, I wouldn't see all that stuff going. I wasn't real concerned because she makes it all the time. She's over Zach's house and stays. So she'll cool off and start back home. Well, nobody get a hold of her. When Zach came here, I says, she's into your house. I know she is. You're just telling me the story. You're covered for her. Yeah, covered for her. Yeah. And he says he's not. Well, I wasn't real convinced of it for a while. I am now. Because, but nobody get a hold of her. So, but she didn't take the vehicle. He accused me of taking the key last night. Well, I said, you were home before I was. How could I take your key? Sure. Well, I think it was because of the migraines. She gets to where she can't see. And she can't
Never.
It gets so bad. And I don't know. Then she was gone. She took all her bags. So somebody picked her up. So she's with someone somewhere. Do you know anybody who? I don't. They called everybody that, like I said, I figured she was with Zach with her son. Right. I don't know what else to do other way today or so and see what she shows up. Yeah, I mean, if you see that, she's all fired up, the kids are all fired up and call police. This isn't the first time she's done this, guys. The first thing is she's not communicating with anybody. But the only thing that's really strange, too, is this time she put her wedding ring in my dress. Yeah, she's never done that before. Yeah, that is odd. So she set this on my desk in the office, and she went in. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's puzzled. I'm concerned because my daughter's wondering what the hell's going on. And I'm just going to tell her, Mom's working things out. She's frustrated. So. Right. And her kids are insinuating that she normally has never left without your guys' daughter. Yeah, that's the other strange thing. Our daughter went over to my brother. He's got daughters close to her age. She went in last night and stayed. And I don't know. It's really
Yes, this is still pre-prison.
weird. Yeah, but I mean, I would think something was off, but she took her stuff. So I mean, it's not like somebody forced her to go anywhere. Sure. I mean, she took her clothes and took her, her curling iron and that stuff. So
Yes, his wife is in the ground.
She would have been pissed off, jumped in, no, that's everything's here. There's 15 semis out back. And everything's here. Okay. The employee that she had an altercation with, he was never here today. He was going to come clean his truck out. He never showed up. And the other one was here this morning and took a load of line, but he was up. He left here 2 o'clock in the morning or 3, and he just got back a few hours ago. So it ain't nothing was down. I mean, she's had altercations with sports people. She's pretty wired, the wife. I don't know, but she's in your face to tell you how it is. I mean, right. Yeah. These kinds of things happen quite often. As I told him, I don't want to call him, but I was going to come into the office in the morning. Call you, I guess you can't come to the office now.
Who says he's single, by the way? He might have found love in prison. It happens to a lot of guys.
You can go to the front lot. That's fine. It
Don't
is.
get everybody all fired up, and then she shows up a day or two later.
No, yeah,
You look like an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, get everybody fired up. That's what he does. So he does the call police.
Right, right. So, do you know how much cash she normally carries in her purse?
A lot.
A lot. Isn't it? The one son had said that he was on her bank statements or something, and he checked, and she said no activity.
She usually has a lot of cash. She carries a lot of cash.
Okay.
But, I don't know. Until another day goes by.
Right.
How would I know the verdict? This is from Friday. The case is supposed to last 9 weeks.
Concerned, but not.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He is single.
Wait, or nothing.
Papa is just his special friend.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's one thing to be wife to be pissed off and take off.
Well, you know, we got 3 different businesses here, so the tensions are high all the time.
Sure.
It's all the time.
Sure.
It's when you're married, you're
Yeah, well, that's the idea.
We got 9 kids. It's not channel.
Now, I can imagine that, absolutely. So, we tried pinging her cell phone, nothing. The last thing was home here, and that's at 7 something in the morning. So, I'm sure she clearly doesn't have a phone working. Is she a person who's normally keeps your phone on her hip, or is she
Never without it.
never without it?
But I told the other kids she's got a second phone, and she doesn't let anybody know she's got another phone.
Do you have a phone?
No, it's a secret phone that she doesn't know. I know she has it, but
Why would she have it?
I have no idea. I couldn't confirm with her about it because I didn't want the confrontation. But I know she has another phone.
Okay, well, that might be an important chunk of information there.
So she calls. I mean, she got another phone. She calls somebody on that phone, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because and the reason I know she has another phone is when we were in Florida. She tried to tell me it was my daughter's phone. I didn't say nothing. It was where my kids and I was going to whatever. It's our daughter's phone. It wasn't. So I was like, no. But originally, we went to Mexico quite a while ago, and she had 2 phones in her bag. It was back in the room. And she said, "Oh, that phone was in the room. That was in the room for somebody else. I'll take it down the front desk and put it in."
That's because we don't delineate between that and Denmark. Hey, Lee Taylor.
Other little things, but she don't show up like this.
Right, absolutely. I'd say, I mean, it's only been
Well, I mean, it's only been
13 hours since
Yeah,
you saw her.
yeah, well, the cell phone thing, 12 hours since I've been 7 o'clock now.
Right, so I would definitely say though, if by tomorrow morning we still have nothing on her, I'd be digging through the paperwork trying to see if you can find anything where the cell phone would be. If she has a different one that she's keeping on her, and we can ping that, that'll give us the location.
She's got her car, she parks her car locked, so she's very, very secretive what she's doing.
Fair enough.
I don't know everything you're doing.
That was exactly the same thing I said. And then Jemima, with her always snarky voice, said, "You always say that because you don't like justice. You hate the American people and you hate real justice. So you just sit there and watch them talk about it because they are great." And I said, "Well, but they have to tell a story." "No, we want to see business papers, tons of business papers, inventory reports, all of the fancy stuff." And I said, "No one really want to see that, Jemima." And she said, "Shut your mouth. I know our audience. They want to see a 6-week fiduciary trial in the middle of a murder trial. Just watch the Murdochs." I said, "Why are you yelling at me?" And Marissa chimed in and said, "Because you're stupid." And then I started crying again. And then Jamie got on the horn, started calling me names. Just reliving the trauma.
You can't know what I'm doing.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. I'll get out of your hair. At this point, I got really nothing to go off on. Just waiting out.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm getting all excited. Yeah.
Sure.
Right, a couple more days, nobody else.
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
If she, the way she left, she doesn't want to be, she doesn't want anybody to know where she's at. So I mean,
yeah.
obviously she knows where she's at because we can't find her.
Right. Right. No, I get that. I absolutely get that. All right, I will. I'll clear out here. If she does show up, please give us a call.
Okay, you got a card?
Yes, I'll give you that. For whatever reason she shows up, she comes back, she's fine.
That's all. No harm, no foul.
Right. Just call into Central Dispatch. They'll let me know, and that way. Yep. So, all right,
You're related to Matt Hall, or?
Matt Hall, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's my cousin.
Okay. And Marty then?
Yeah. All those guys.
So who's your parents then?
Mike and Lisa.
So how are they related to Gary then?
Sorry?
Matt's dad. That would be.
We might be talking about a different side here.
I'm talking Matt Hall.
I got a cousin Matt Hall from like the St. Creek area.
Okay, this one's right from Romance.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is the most Midwestern I've ever seen in a case. So, you know Hall? Yeah. He's my cousin. No, the other Hall. The only thing that could have been less surprising if Sue was on body cam and they said, so you know John? Yeah, he's my cousin. Yeah, the one from Raptor Creek. Yeah. Well, cousin and husband and my brother. Oh, so you're related to Bonnie as well? Yeah, she's my grandmother's little sister. What? Yeah, it's got kind of weird.
Sorry. Yeah, there's some of us running off. Yeah, there's plenty. So I appreciate it.
I bet you Jamie is related to them too.
I believe you indicated that you got there around 6 p.m. The body cam, I believe, started at 6:55 p.m. Do you know which would be more?
Definitely the body cam would have been more accurate. I think I was at the 400 West Pentecost, or 400 Pentecost Highway address around 6 o'clock-ish, and then that was there about an hour before I got there, so definitely
Okay.
the 6:55.
Okay, perfect. So after you leave the Munger residence, what do you do?
So I filed a report and submitted that to my sergeant at the time.
Okay. Did you have any other involvement with this case?
I did.
All right, and tell me about that.
Yeah, so that was a Sunday. My next shift in would have been Tuesday, or I'm sorry, would have been Wednesday.
No,
the
combine
following week.
harvesters.
Prior to Detective Greca had given me a call and on Monday and asked me about the incident and what I remembered from it, and that he was going to be investigating it further.
Okay, and did you assist him in his investigation?
I did.
All right. And as part of the investigation, what kinds of things did you do?
Yeah, so it was kind of a training opportunity for me. I was a newer deputy on the road, so I kind of got to tag along with Detective Greca and go through a couple interviews, and then I was tasked with following up with some of the employees and helping search the residence a few times.
Okay. Did you recently have the opportunity to look through additional body cams?
I did, yes.
Okay. And 426, was Detective Kevin Greca out there at the Munger residence?
He was.
All right. At this time, I'd play Exhibit 210.
Hey. Alright, I'm Detective Greca from Sheriff Department. Can we step aside and talk to you? Yeah, see what you got. Yeah, so we can figure out what's going on. Is your daughter, you know when she's gonna be home?
Oh, which daughter?
You got like a 9-year-old or 8-year-old or something?
She's at my brother's right now. They picked her up from school.
Okay. So you know when she'll be home?
I want to go get her.
Oh, okay, alright. When was the last time you saw her?
Who's that?
Your wife?
When I was walking out of here, I'm guessing it's around 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
AM.
Yesterday?
Sunday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday morning in the AM. I can't remember. I'm sure, I guess, maybe. It was around then.
Okay. Hey. Well, it sounds like obviously she's missing, so it's important, you know, something, whether she's done this before or whatever, but, you know, her vehicles are still here, so that's kind of weird.
Well, it's weird that she took herself and somebody picked her up this time.
Yeah. What's your take on it? What do you think? Fair? What do you got? I mean, what's your take on
I
it?
think she'll be back in a day or two.
She pissed at you and
Well, she got into it with a couple of employees.
Uh-huh.
We got a truck driving company, we got 3 different companies.
I'll get that real quick. Truck driving, farm.
We do custom fertilizer and seed stuff.
Okay, so truck drive, farm, and then what's your third one? Seed?
Chemical fertilizer.
Chemical fertilizer. Okay.
But,
She got into it with who?
couple of drivers.
We're giving just the names real
So,
quick.
Terry, Mary.
Terry and Eric.
Terry was married to I guess the long version, you won't get the gist of it. He got married to a lady now, he lives in Blissfield.
Okay.
Our dispatcher is Todd Nary,
Okay.
his brother. Terry got married to Terry, which is the lady's name, so it makes it real confusing.
Okay.
Very bad relationship, it went south, he was getting divorced. Dee was helping him get divorced, Doug Hartfunk helped, or did the, divorce paperwork and all that.
Okay.
Terry had an injury when he was young, so he has a hard time, he doesn't like confrontation. He has a hard time severing the ties from his ex. So he got divorced. She was supposed to be out of the house within a week. She's still living there. She was driving his truck. She was supposed to turn it back over to him after a couple weeks. She still got it. This is like 5-6 months ago. Well, Dee, my wife, she's a fixer. So she's trying, she talked Doug Hartfunk into doing this for him. And he made payments to him. Well, Doug called her, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. I think what's up here, he hasn't said a month.
Well, he's making food because he's Midwestern. He's not like Jamie's mom, who doesn't give Jamie a Tupperware top home with her.
So he's like, "Are you effing kidding me?"
Right.
Baby, goddamn, it's
Right.
did a special favor.
Right.
Not makes me look like shit. And so she got a hold, called Terry, and she came out for not paying him. Now the other Terry got a hold of his phone and seen that he texted him, and then she started texting me back on Terry's phone. So he's thinking it's truck driver Terry is talking shit to me back, and it was his ex-wife looking at his phone. So it all went south from there, and it's, Terry comes, my take on it, Terry comes to work, does his job, give him his paycheck. His personal life should be ours. But my wife is the fixer, and she wants to be involved and, fix everything. So she's trying to get Terry to understand, to get her out of the house.
Is your wife better with Terry or?
No, Sabrina, they found her a year after he was arrested. She was found inside of a fertilizer tank, welded inside of it. Evil tongues will say just because she didn't have a welding apparatus in there with her, she couldn't have done it herself. I'm just thinking maybe she went for Michigan hide and seek champion 2021, and it backfired on her. But we will have to figure that one out later because they haven't talked about that part. Hey, Kippy Hippie. Dale is very insightful about his employees at the farm. Well, she seemed like she was very into their personal business.
Better with the other Terry, the female Terry, his wife.
What's Terry?
The man.
The wife and her are like, what do you say, gasoline and water.
Would you suspect your wife having an affair with Terry because they're going through problems? Is that even anywhere
Like
near
my
that?
wife had an affair? No.
Yeah, no, we don't think that's the case. Okay.
I don't think that she had. There's no doubt in my mind she had an affair. But my thing is she had this finish. She had an altercation with them, and then she called me. She had COVID 3-4 weeks ago. And
Hold on, stop. How are you then?
I'm fine.
I have no idea. Have you been tested?
No, but this was weeks ago.
Okay.
I was sick. I had a cold, cough and stuff. It didn't faze me. I just
Okay.
kept going. But she was sick right now for 3 weeks in the house here. And then she was getting over it, and the doctor put her on steroids. And she just puffed up. And just,
Okay.
But ever since she started getting over the COVID, she couldn't remember things. It wasn't my wife anymore. It's like her whole personality, everything about her changed. And I don't get it. I don't know that much about COVID. I always wear a mask and all that
Right.
stuff. Anyway, so her whole personality changed. She had an altercation with Terry and Todd, his brother. She called, was mad about that.
Todd's the dispatcher?
Yes, that's Terry's.
Yep, gotcha.
They had that altercation. I was over in the field working with my other 2 employees. We were driving.
What's the altercation? The fact he hasn't paid? Or what's the main altercation about?
That he hasn't paid and that he hasn't left her, made her leave and get his truck back. But she's still there, which she would be mad at me because you're not backing me up, and you're not supporting what I'm telling Terry. I'm like, gee.
So she's telling Terry you need to leave.
Right, you need to get her out of your, because it's Terry's apartment, he's paying all the bills. She doesn't work, she doesn't do anything, she's got his truck, and they both ordered her to get it back to him. I could go on and on. So she's pissed that he's not got rid of her yet, and she's still there, dragging her down. But, like I told her, I said, it's his life, he's got it. It's his first life. But she didn't want it, my wife is a fixer. She had to try and face it. Well, the two females got into text messaging back and forth when she started telling me that she was dating Xanax or something. It just pissed me off. And so they had a text war. And then, like I said, I was put out in the field, and she called me, and I answered the phone, and I could tell that phone voice I was gonna get nasty or something. I mean, you can tell. I said, yeah, what's up? And she goes, are you by yourself? I'm no, well, get by yourself. So I walked away, and she started, why are you telling employees that I'm on Xanax or Xanax or whatever the depressing stuff is? I don't know.
No.
I said, Dee, I'm not telling anything. What are you talking about? You're always down. You don't appreciate me. And we're done. We're selling everything. She hung up the phone. And she went, I mean, this is completely
And this
off
is
the wall.
Sunday, you said, or when was
This
this?
was Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday. That was Saturday when she had the argument with the other dude. And then, she said, she wouldn't answer her phone. She didn't come talk to me the rest of the day.
So she argued with them and you that day? I mean,
Oh, I didn't argue. I didn't do this.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
we had been going to the counselor in Tennessee, Masterpiece.
Okay.
Greg.
Okay.
You know, Greg not. But we've been going there. We had some other problems that we're trying to get through.
what's the guy's name? Masterpiece?
Yeah, Greg.
You said, where'd you say? County?
Yeah, Tennessee.
Well, I get it. Yeah, right, absolutely. Yep.
But anyway, we go seeing them. Well, that night, Saturday night, I came home from town. It was close to probably 9 o'clock. It was on there. I came in the house. Angelina was still here. I took her out. Well, I went out and seen if she did her chores. Her chicken chores out there sketching. And they weren't done, so I went and got her to figure out so she could do her chores. So I go back and I said, we're going to go over time and check the cat. Oh, no, you're not. Amy's coming over to you. I said, well, when did this come? Why didn't you just call her? She's going over. Okay, well, I better you're going to be arguing with me on lines, because better she's not here. So I said, okay. So Amy came and got her. I went after her and checked the speaker. And she was still upset over Terry. And then from earlier today, I kept trying to tell her, Dee, it's their personal life. Just leave it alone. And she just could not stop. And so I let go. And she thought she was, you know, I've been talking to Craig, and he's been telling me, you know, how to not escalate an argument. You know, agree with her and do all the steps that you're supposed to do. So I was trying to keep from arguing. And she just kept telling me how mean I was. And I went, Dee, I'm not mean to you. Well, she got herself so upset. And she gets migraine. She doesn't get shots in her neck because she got hurt with a pinch.
Okay.
So she was coming down with a migraine. And when she gets a migraine, she can't talk and she can't see. It gets that bad. Well, it was getting to that point, so she got her pain meds and took them. And 20 minutes, half an hour went by, and she was starting to calm down. She was still really upset. And I said, you lay down here and I'll rub your back and go sleep. I said, we're not going to argue. It's not. We're not going there.
So it's Saturday night.
It's Saturday night. So it's probably about midnight, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
By the time she finally goes to sleep. And she's on the couch right there. So then I go in the bedroom, and I go to bed. And I get up. I come out in the morning. It's around 6. She's on the couch, snoring away. So I wake her up. I went to sleep. She got so long. So I went out to the barn, out back. Loaded with spray for back. Yeah, went down. Just 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Come back. Like an hour. I loaded up again. And I texted her. And she didn't answer me, which I figured good. She's still sleeping. So I got back in the sprayer.
Obviously, you get a phone and all that. We can look into that later. But so roughly, are you talking roughly 7 o'clock now, or what are you roughly? She was still sleeping in the morning at 6 when you walked out. She was just laying on the couch, so you just let her sleep.
It was 7. I'm going to spray later. Or going to be spraying. Call you later. This was at 7:45 a.m.
Okay.
Are you up yet? Is your migraine better?
She never answered the 7:45.
But after I looked, it never went. It never was delivered.
Right, I got you. So it said that.
Yeah. So her phone. But she was down here. So her phone, she never charged, and her watch she never charged at night. So it doesn't surprise me that it went dead. So I wasn't really alarmed. I thought she's still sleeping. And then the second time I did by 10 o'clock, she's always up by now. And she didn't answer. And then that's when Stephanie called me. She works in her office. And she says, what's going on?
I just want to see what was your last actual one. This drop up here. No, yeah, nobody wants to see what the last ones were. They want to see a full stern, starter feet, or what it's
I can't wait to
something different going next.
The door fix, no. So here.
Okay. All right, so these are her. So her last one is Friday. Yeah. So Friday, 8:34 p.m. is her last one. Last message.
Friday to 8:30.
That's her last message. 8:34 p.m. Friday.
Yeah, so on Friday, she called me and said, Lena had a half day of school. So she left and I went and had a half day of school. Before that, she sent me the activation codes to the program we got. This is what one said. Oh, we're trying to get over there. See the job door still open. This was on Wednesday, she called Glenn to see when he come fix the door. He said they can't get parts, they're in the back orders, we're going to the road. I activated him for the SMS program. Lena has a half day of school, I'm going to pick her up, this was supposed to noon, she was going with Christian. And then she said Dick wants a loaded starter, which he might need his tank filled, she had interpretation that he needed a nursing right now, I called him. Today. There's a half sandwich on it, she picked up the sandwich, she said Glenn fix the door, and I said no. And then she said, are you here? Here.
I feel going to say, don't delete anything yet.
No,
so
I
we
don't
back on
know.
it.
Okay. Oh, everything's here. I mean, it's just gonna go back 3 years. You can see some elevations fucking.
I got you. When, so how often is it? I mean, is this her spot, or you guys rotate, or just one night? What's the other couch?
She's been sleeping on the couch when she came. Well, it's probably been. She's also.
And I know they are just showing the conversation, but oh my God, this is boring. Why do I care who went to sleep and who would? Just get to the part where she's in the fertilizer tank. I don't want to know about Terry and them banging, even though they had a divorce. It's really not my problem. They'll figure that one out themselves. And I just want to know why the business was struggling if they had money everywhere. Seems like someone was hiding a lot of income from the IRS.
On the couch all the time. She has neck pains and stuff.
No, because that'll be highly political, and I don't want to do that.
Sleep tonight. She says, I'm gonna sleep on the couch. I'm not gonna keep you up. Yeah. Okay. So, I think my opinion is come with that. We both sleep better when we're together, not apart.
Right.
But she says, I don't want to keep you awake. And I said, well, I'm awake more if you're not in the bed. And you sleep on the couch. It's worse for your neck and your head than in there. But, you can't live that with your wife.
So the purse is gone, the cell phone is gone, the iPad is gone. Okay. Now this satchel down here, this big.
That's like.
Right.
But
Your daughter's bedroom here, the 9-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, the office. But that's when my daughter doll.
This is her here.
That's the point.
You know what? Yeah. How long have you been married? Roughly. Okay, well, that's probably a more current one than the 20-year-old one.
A lot.
Yeah, so where's the current one just kind of sitting here? I'm not getting a driver's license picture, but. Okay, well, that's all of that.
But to my stepdaughter.
Did I already see this? I saw parts of it when I was keeping an eye on it Friday after we watched the. And it's just going to be a lot of this. Let's just say that. A lot of this. Did it turn out there was actual money hidden, or was that a lie? Well, the son said she had money everywhere. She even had money in a safe in his house. So, yeah.
Raquel called Stephanie and said, I can't find my mom. What's going on? Well, then Stephanie called me when I was in Spring still. And I says, I don't know if she was sleeping on the couch or not. But I thought it was weird that Raquel didn't call me. She had Stephanie call me. I didn't understand that. But anyway, so I called Raquel back and I says, what's going on? She said, Mom's not here. And I says, I was just there and she was sleeping. She had a migraine last night. And she says, she's not here. And I says, well, I'm just about done Spring. I was in Brooklyn. She says, I'll be back. I'll be back shortly. And I got here, she was gone. I said, she's going to the room. She looked around. And she didn't, I think she looked like I came in here. And she's always got her curl iron. Her curl iron's gone.
Well, it's right here.
It's right here. Is that one? No. She's got dozens of them. One goes down and got it back. But she's got a curl iron, hair dryer, and then her big ass thing up back.
And those are gone.
They're gone. And then she's always got, she has another.
She takes her curling iron, her hair dryer, but she leaves her purse, her wedding ring, and her cars.
Bag here. I have two bags in here. I have a bag with her clothes in it. There's another bag with her pills and her medication in it. And every time we get mad, she takes that, she goes to tax. Here, I'll show you.
Well, I'm here. I see two purses back here, but she's a woman, so she got 800 purses.
She got 800 purses coming in here. She got more guys.
Does she have handguns, long handguns, and
Yeah, one handgun is in the safe.
Would you please, have you confirmed it?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Yep, it's down there.
The cases, unless you actually see things you're gonna say. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure.
But sure. But they're good.
Okay, ruler. Okay, no, you're fine. You know, what is the caliber? Do you know? 9, 383. Okay.
I think that's the only one that's registered.
Okay. She doesn't mess with your guns. All right.
She did get a one just because.
She should miss her daughter, right? She's got to have her daughter.
That's the only.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's gonna be bigger than a pet.
Yeah, I mean,
all your pets are your 2 daughters.
That's my daughter's cat.
Okay.
Her dog. These dogs in the garage.
So for this, I mean, that's clearly my number one, right? Her daughter.
The biggest thing that throws us all off is my daughter.
Right.
She does everything with my daughter. This is all.
I was just gonna say, what do you got going on here?
Oh, you're 8.
Okay, you got 8 kids? How many with
We
her?
got 9. I've got 1 with her.
Okay, so
There's
the 9
4. These 3 here, and Jenny are from my first marriage, and these 4 are from these first marriage.
9 effing kids.
We don't have.
Even Mo and Farrell would say, maybe calm down a bit.
Her up there.
What is wrong with you?
Well, she's got.
You're gonna give that child complexes.
These ones, these on the wall, unless you've got the same frame. Gotcha. Well, this is our daughter's here.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. The actual medications then?
There's there. They're off. There's their wedding picture up here.
The medication, do you think she took them? No, I mean, I don't mean took them. I mean took them physically, so there's a crack hole here. Any clue? If she took some?
She's got this thing.
Okay. Alright.
It's.
What about the suicidal end?
Well,
you think
she was talking about killing her. You know, when she gets, when you get pissed off, she's saying stuff.
Yeah, that's not it.
I mean,
When was the last time she said something like that?
it was that night.
Okay, so you're talking about killing herself. You take that as more of attention or something like
Yeah,
that?
it was just normal.
Okay.
But I was sitting here and saw. I mean, she was supposed to go. She goes to the head pain clinic up to.
Oh, yeah, yes.
She goes to the head pain clinic, or I can't think right. It's up north of Ann Arbor for her procedures under neck.
Okay. Is it in Ann Arbor? Or no, you're saying north?
We can go out to the office, maybe because the paper's laying on her desk. And the address is there.
Or something.
We can look at that. But she was supposed to go in for a blood test, and I thought she went in last week, or was supposed to go in and have a blood test, because they won't do any more procedures with her until they have a blood test and make sure she's not taking a bunch of oxycodone and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, if I look down there, it's May is when they're supposed to have it done, so I don't have a blood tox on her. I was really concerned that she was on a lot of oxycodone, because I got into her car. When I came in that night, she accused me of taking the keys to her car, and I kind of chuckled, and it really pissed her off. I says, I just got here. You got here before me. How would I have your keys? She didn't see no humor in it. But I couldn't find, I don't know if she didn't take the car because she couldn't find her keys. She thought I took them. Because I still can't find the keys in the car. I found some here, but it's laying here. One of the keys in here, picked it up. And I could believe he
Has she abused either or, the alcohol or drugs in the past? And I'm not looking at her criminally, I'm just trying to find out what's going on here.
I always just thought when she drinks way too much. And then it seems like she's taking way too many pills. She's covered all the time. My concern is every vehicle she's got, we can go out looking for Homer, we can look for Caddy, there's 4 or 5 bottles and all that oxycodone.
All alcohol?
Not on that hall, but there's most of them ask our PA, it's our doctor, so I mean, Matt always what Matt does, we talks to her all the time, and you know, never really look at it. Most of the stuff is Matt Hall on the label, but I'm not so sure if she isn't buying it somewhere else and we're back to the bottles of this legal.
Married 20 years,
Yeah, roughly.
and then I'm sorry, so there's 8 total children, and then how many? Okay, 9 total children, 1 biological with you now? 1 bio, and then how many do you have?
I had 4.
Without her?
Right, I had 4 without her, and then she had 4 when we got married.
Both of them had 4 and then they had 1 together. It's not that hard.
I checked finances already. Not when I say finances, her account, and it's not like she's old school and does cash instead of using credit card, but there's been nothing since. There's been nothing for several days, or a couple days.
Yeah,
her stuff.
Her stuff, yeah. She has a lot of cash. She, let's see it. I'm guesstimating between 100 to $50 to $100,000 cash is what she's got.
Okay.
With her.
On her person's great.
At $50,000 to $100,000 in cash.
Yeah. And you know that because it's missing from the safe, or okay. Is it accountable, yours and hers? Or is
Yeah,
that-
it's kind of long. There's still some cash in there. She didn't take it out.
Okay. And did that piss you off?
Not really.
Okay.
There's the other thing that you don't know is we've been going to see Craig because she's been taking money out of the accounts in the office for the last couple of years.
From a business, sorry. Okay.
Well, there's,
Is she hiding it for the divorce down the road, or what's your take on it? She using it for drugs? What will be your take on it?
Okay. This is when it goes back to 18 up to 20. And I know there's a lot more. And it's fine. My wife's hiding it. So whatever.
All right, then I'm sorry. You're giving me a big difference. 50 to 100,000 that's missing? It's just because you don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention.
Okay.
I'm estimating what's usually in the safe. And
There's only about probably 11, 12,000 in there right now.
Okay. And then, who all knows the count? Just use it this way. Okay. All right. All right. Is there anything you think I need to do, or check?
I don't think there's any, her kids are all their hair on crazy, but I don't think there's anything to get excited about.
Okay.
There too.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the only thing that really bothers me
The daughter.
is my daughter, and she left her wedding ring on my desk in the office, and she's never done that before.
Okay.
I mean, her wedding ring was about 6 carats. So if she's out for money and she's doing something, there's about $35,000, $40,000 right there in that ring she just left on my table.
I'm sorry, 30,000.
35 to 40.
Okay.
But I don't know.
He was more upset that her $35,000 wedding ring was there.
Well, my 9-year-old has to go to school for it.
But as far as, hey,
Well, I just,
see you or something, or
no,
I'll call you.
I talked to people at school, and if her mom showed up, they were gonna call me. And she said, "Do you want us not to let her take her?" I said, "No, she can take her daughter." But I said, "I just want you to call me and let me know."
And I'm sorry, unless I misheard it, you don't think she's having an affair?
I could be wrong, but on it, so
Right.
I don't think she did.
Okay.
I think she's
Who's your best friend? Besides you. If you're that.
her son.
Okay. Besides him.
I don't really know.
What school did she go to? Sister for her?
No,
Brother?
she got another grade, and there's 40 years in, or 20 years in.
So they're not tight then?
No, I don't know. I just, normally, we have conversations or arguments all the time. It's usually over something.
No, the son said that it was her.
Zach's house, she's back, and it's fine, or she takes off, and then she'll still call on the phones and do stuff on the phone through the office. So what's weird is the phone's off. This time,
Yeah.
she, went in here without anybody over there, and she put her ring on her desk.
Yeah.
And that's 3 flags, and it's like, something is definitely wrong with somebody that's coached her. I mean, she's got sleep, so she's on Facebook and online. Oh my God, I thought she's addicted to it. She went to Florida, she didn't even look out the damn window of the camper. She's on her having phone the whole time, looking at Facebook. I'm like, see, look at this, look at this. What? Forget it. But,
What's her Facebook profile name? Is this her name?
yeah,
Fine. I put my cell phone number and my name on the card. Detective Kevin direct us. Yeah, Adrian. So yeah, Paul works with me. He's one of our road cops. I'm a detective, so you can just deal with me. To be honest with you at this point, because he's a road cop. He handles.
I thought he looked pretty green, and he.
No, he's actually. We've been involved in some pretty big stuff. The kid does have his crap. Yeah. No, he's got his stuff together.
Matt Hall, our physician up there, his son is Austin Hall, so it's exactly the same name. So I was quizzing him out when he's here.
I keep going back to the money stash. There's something very strange about stashing that much money. Not if you are in a cash-heavy business and you don't want the IRS to know it. That could be a very good way to stash cash. Is when daddy government shouldn't know about it.
He said, well, yeah, it's my cousin. Well, there's another Matt Hall where he's from. So I was like, holy shit,
Gotcha. All right, so you're just basically saying drag her feet. She's going to turn up. That's what kind of you're saying. You don't expect foul play.
I don't want to get, her kids are going around, getting excited. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
But she's done this before. I mean, I don't want to get everybody all worked up excited for her. She shows up tomorrow.
Well, the flags that I'm seeing aren't the ones that are scaring me as far as anything other than, I mean, she left the ring here, and that's a, you know, a big one. She took some money cash.
I mean, our daughter's the biggest one.
Right, right, absolutely.
I just want her to go.
Right.
So she gets me off about what they've been doing, but it's only fucking money. We make 4% whatever.
You got a better attitude than me.
I've been in force before.
Yeah.
And I farmed my whole life. You know, and I had a lot of goals we set out to do, and I reached them all. I lost. We had Vegetable Farm up in Manchester. In 2015, we damn near lost everything.
Farming. They have their own farm. They are contracting for other farmers, and I believe they were also selling products to other farms. And if I know anything about farmers, it is they like to not pay taxes.
But we bought the vegetable farm. We lost probably $25-30 million in that deal. And we're just finally getting our asses back on top and getting down from under the debt.
Oh my, Darth Vader. Oh my. It must be nice not having to cook and clean and still get plowed.
And filed bankruptcy, we got everybody paid.
Do you have a lake house, a Florida house?
No, we got motorhomes that we take.
Okay.
That was our splurge motorhome.
Have you checked the property then? Obviously, I'm not looking stupid, but yeah, it's a motorhome, make sure it's
We
not.
check everywhere.
Okay. Who the heck is she gonna leave with? Her vehicles are still here, that's still here.
That's what we're.
Farming isn't cash heavy though.
And
Well, if you can, I don't know how you do it in Yankeestan, but let's say you forget to put the ear tags on a couple of cows and a couple of pigs every year, so they don't really go into the system as being born, and then you have a friend who has a butcher who run them through the system, and then you sell them to all the neighbors around there. You will get that money under the table, as we call it in Denmark, Ian, and that's cash in your pocket. So a lot of farmers will accidentally sometimes drop some milk or some eggs or a piglet or two here and there, and it's an accident, and then they just find a lot of money in the other pocket. So there is an underground economic going around on farms where they will sell produce around the system. And he also said she was siphoning it off the accounts at the company, and her son confirmed that. No, he's a shitty welder. Wife disappears 2021. He is arrested 2023. Her body is found 2024, welded inside a fertilizer tank. Her family has sued him for $100 million in a wrongful death lawsuit, claiming he is misappropriating their funds. And now you know as much as we do. They were constantly arguing, and she disappeared. Oh yeah, they also had some trucking business. Oh,
stealing her stuff and use an ATM card. It's not active, but she's old school. She's using cash, if you will. I think you're doing fine. You right. But when we'll do that, so in event it's a fair or something else, crap, I'm screwing everything up. Leave the daughter with you because that's decent or whatever, you're good or whatever, and take off. And I've seen that before. Instead of taking child. Of course, we see it the other way a lot too. Well, they take the child.
I got my mind. I'm thinking maybe she's addicted to some drugs.
You're not saying morphine or anything. Which is that? Right. Pills and stuff. Right.
Like I say, I go on motorhome, there's fucking bottles. Everywhere I go, there's bottles. I know that.
Yeah, he gave her prescriptions.
Yeah.
But it's 50 pills or something.
Right, this is like hundreds of pills. I mean, this is more than what came with the prescription. Okay.
And they're or doctor shopping, which I really shouldn't be able to have. The other doctor should be able to see it. When she did her, when she came down, she tested.
She went in to test her COVID because she felt like shit for a week. She was in here nuts. She's like, no, you got like that. I don't want to sick. I can work. She says, I feel bad. My ex-wife called me. She had a COVID tumor. They figured out my son. He works at Tiva in Gator.
Okay.
Oh, he has the value size Oreos. Someone is living the high life.
And stepdad, and then they gave it to everybody over here. That's the fact. It was in the microwave.
Is this hers then? This charger? Okay. Is these diapers? Grandparents on?
Yeah, we got 8 grandbabies.
Okay. And then that's around the right again, right?
Yes, that's Randy.
Trash? See, what is your trash day?
Trash day, we burned up that.
Okay. What about your cans and stuff?
Everything is burned, we just sort through it.
You burn cans?
Well,
What's that?
We put all, we burn everything and pick the metal off.
Okay.
Let's see, there's trash here. There's trash here. Like the whole thing you're taking out. Vacuum cleaner, must have take a vacuum cleaner, empty that in there.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. Next one, I was trying to figure out where, that's garden wood, must be some furniture, winter dogs over the house. What's that one right here? Now, this is in the car in the bottom, you need a good card? Yeah, a good card for 12/16.
9 o'clock Monday, 10 o'clock Thursday. Any
Send a check stub.
Basil oil, just see February, way back in February. Oh, you said you're gonna do that, so she did 170 grand?
Well, I'm gonna look and see where it went.
Right.
We got where it went.
Yeah.
Let's see the card date on this one. Back 2 weeks, so it's been a little bit. It's been a little while.
I thought your son, or her, who was it? Her son. Yeah, I thought he kind of did the finances.
He does.
Sounds like someone needs to kind of be a little on it. If he didn't realize it was 170,000.
That's just doing his personal audit.
Alright. I'm back at work at 7 a.m. Okay. I work on Monday through Thursday, 10
You
hours.
got a call this morning that I called?
I did not.
Did Officer Hall get it?
If you left a message for Hall, it'd be on his voicemail, so he, I think he.
I thought you passed it over to you, or did Zach and them get hold of you that, or Zach?
Zach, a couple people did.
Zach or Dustin?
Well, it's not just that, they're apparently friends of friends of friends. One's a U.S. Marshal, a friend.
Oh, okay, that'd be Randy's.
And I
Okay.
don't know his last name, but I don't know.
Kate?
No. So I don't know who.
Oh, that would be your other friend's, yeah.
Okay. So that's one, and then there's a Tecumseh cop. He just called me.
That's Maddie's dad. Remember the picture he's here with? That's her dad.
Okay.
Paul.
Yeah, he's one that just called me.
Okay.
I mean, literally, so I just got this.
Okay, yeah, 'cause Maddie was here this morning. She fed the dog and, give me a hug and cried a little bit.
So that's how I got the call, and we're like, no, we got somebody missing. We need to know. We as a detectives need to know about it.
And it's not here. Out here.
She actually left you no notes.
What's that?
She left you no notes.
No, I never, my note didn't move.
Okay. Yeah, real quick. Does she do gardening or flowers and stuff, or no? No, that's all right, hear anything or whatever, you just, at this point, call me. You don't have to mess with Paul if you want, or not, man. Just call me, even if she shows up, I'll come up to flowers or whatever, when she's awake in a day or two or something. And if there's anything more you can think, like, you just get a hold of me that I need to do. But I'll start working on it at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, looking at a few things, see if I can figure something out.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck. Okay, thank you. Yep. I'm sure it'll be on there. I sure hope that he did it. Yes. It's Dale. Oh, you're kidding me. I'm marking down for that one. I don't know why I didn't have 605.
605, 6961.
Okay. Yep.
the only thing we have gotten out of 1 hour of body cam video is just that he seems extremely calm. Extremely calm. And the only thing where he was kind of throwing shade at her was that he believes that she might be getting oxy from someone else and she have stolen money or taken money that he doesn't really care about because, well, he's been through a divorce before and he has built up a new empire. He can do it again. What an amazing hour. That's content you can't get anywhere else.
What is the next series of body cameras you watch regarding this case?
It would have been the daytime of the next day on the 27th.
Okay, so you say the daytime. Were there two separate sets?
There was one at night and then one during the day.
Okay, and during the daytime, they spend a little time walking around the property, and after that, is there a conversation regarding the Hummer that takes place?
There is.
Okay, at this time, we'd play Exhibit 212.
She's always left, but she's always left. Yeah. She turned her shit off before, didn't she? She never answered me. Phone's off. She won't answer me. She's always answers after. And it's off, though. I mean, with us checking out. Yeah, if you look at me, it has to take a look.
And I will already just say it. This video, I don't know what's wrong with the audio, but it sounded like I have a hard time hearing what he's saying. So, yeah.
Absolutely, right. She's cramping back. Written down, but I had to take my mind a second ago. Let's see. So we're looking at our phone. Chelsea Hospital already said no. Is there another hospital that you want to? That's your main psychiatric one. We have Hickman. Hard to check that one. Hickman is our local one, but they would normally send her to Chelsea or maybe another technical partner. We also check Hickman out.
It looks like he started it halfway through, so I apologize. We're going to start from the beginning.
He spelled. Sunday 6 a.m. is the last with you, right? Or is it? Okay. Yeah, then I looked at your phone, and I think you want to see 11 noon or 1 as you do set message and remember. Yeah, so I think it was 45. That's one, yep. So I think you're the last one, 6 a.m. I don't think anybody else has come up yet. Okay. And your therapist guy, he said he hasn't called me back yet either. He just looked at mine and didn't want to work out and sent it. I think Angelina, I know. Did she actually come here at all yesterday? To change clothes or anything? She was with me today. Yeah, that was cool. Okay. All right. I just heard you said she went to
My brother's girlfriend was a girl.
Okay. As far as like a key thing.
She did one. Probably breakfast here. I went out and trusted her. Mom, we gotta get going. She must have said, I've seen it through.
Okay. The vehicle wise, so the Hummer was over there, and then you brought it back over here, right? Hers. She put it over there and left your house. She wrote. No, that's right.
Well,
So, but most likely she took it.
yeah, her name was here.
And then Stephen, did you? Okay. You guys are gonna get hit, just to tell you, one of these days.
It's worse trying to find the key.
Yeah, well, not just that, they're gonna bust in the door and do stuff anyway. Yeah, more bad.
I don't know what's worse, his low voice or that guy constantly rubbing his shirt against the microphone.
He's gonna know stuff and then do stuff. Hard limit. Yeah. He went down here and you brought it back or something at some point? Back up here, he's all machine or trucks over there. Yep. Lake house, I asked if you had a Florida or a lake house, he said no, but I understand you take that as being Zach's house, and I said no, that's just anything. Camera, did you put up a trail cam at all or no? I did not. Okay. My son was supposed to be bringing home. Okay. And to be honest with you, this one, I don't see her. I mean, she comes back.
This is like 2 days after she disappeared.
She's come back. Oh, I her to come back and now.
Today's Sunday, or it's Tuesday, so I look
The kids.
forward to that tomorrow. Really? When the other siblings or whatever, no, I mean, someone always knows. Well, what she's done, she's your wife and she's done stuff before, not to this level.
She's always left, she's always
Yeah. She turned her shit on before, did she?
well, if you do, she never really answered. I don't know if the phone's off or on, she won't answer me, she's always answers after the call.
And it's off though, I mean, with us checking.
Whatever way you look, I mean, it doesn't say delivered on your phone.
Absolutely, that's right. She's cramping back. Never written down, but again, I just had my mind a second ago. Let's see. So we went on our phone. Chelsea Hospital already said no.
Is there any other hospital that you want to?
That's your main psychiatric one. We have Hickman. Partner check that out. Hickman is our local one, but they would normally send her to Chelsea or maybe Ann Arbor. That's my partner. Dale, can you also check Hickman Hospital?
And during the course of this same interview, was there a discussion about tracking devices on the vehicles?
Yes, there was.
All right, we're going to play Exhibit 213.
Your Honor, may we take a comfort break at this time?
Yeah,
Okay,
why don't we break for about 10 minutes?
Thank you.
Come back and start that.
Oh,
Before, I'm 52 years old now, but very young.
Maybe see.
We were getting ready to play Exhibit 213.
This is a catch up from Friday because they were so late Friday. I didn't want to sit there and just wait. So I said, because of Benjamin Franklin and to honor him and his invention of electricity, we are going to go live Monday and catch up. And oh my God, I'm glad we didn't do that because I couldn't imagine wasting my Friday night watching this entertaining. Yeah. What happened there? Unaliving kids. In this case, Dale Warner is on trial for unaliving his wife, Dee Warner. She disappears in 2021, and we're just getting body cam from around that time. They suspect him, but they don't really have anything. Then in 2023, they have searched he has a big farm property. They've searched it multiple times with cadaver dogs and everything. And they arrest him in a murder charge without a body. Then in 2024, they go to another property where he stores fertilizer tanks. One of these fertilizer tanks has a very crude weld on it. So they make an X-ray of said fertilizer tank. And that X-ray is really good because you can clearly see there's a body inside of the tank. And then 2024, they now have the body and goes to trial. So this is how it is. I've said this when I'm covering the Guthrie as well. I will not. I am like Honest Abe, who is an Illinoisan. I cannot lie. So if it's boring, I will be honest and say this is effing boring. You know me better than this. I won't sit here and do the... Hey everyone, and welcome to Broken Baker. Today I got a special treat for you. I'm just gonna tell you we are gonna see some body cam video. We have all been waiting for this. Body cam videos of the police interviews with Dee Warner. Will we find out now, today, if he admits it on body cam? Well, I know the truth, but I will not spoil it for you. So please have your popcorns ready. Sit in your comfy chair because today will be mind blowing. So please, if you're up for it, remember to tag Marissa in everything you share today on the Twit because she's so happy when she can go on the Twit and have people talk to her. But this will be so exciting that you will have to turn off your phone, turn off your pacemaker, turn everything off. You will have elevated stress levels, elevated blood pressure, and you will need to hit that like button. So please like, subscribe, do all the things because only on the Broken Baker will you get the amount of insight, excitement, and revelations you will get on this channel today. I'm telling you, this is some of the crispest, best body cam video you will ever have. And you will wonder, why the hell did it take the police 2 years to arrest this guy after seeing those body camera videos we're going to watch today? So without further ado, I'm just going to present it to you. If you're sitting down, maybe lower your chair so you can bite onto the table because it's going to be effing exciting. Guaranteed. If it's not, Marissa will send you a bag of Swedish fish. So everyone, tighten your sphincters. We are going in raw, as my mom used to say.
I think I can sell to the boss now that we've done everything else that she hasn't. The only thing on the opposite of any suspicion part is with a gold bag, her makeup stuff, and she took that stuff. But dang it, who the hell she go with is a question. I do remember the question. I'm sorry, we do it before I forget. This came up to a couple different
yeah, sorry.
Both vehicles.
Of course, my thumbnail will be the... So,
And I haven't seen that before. I'm 52 years old, never been married. I'm not married. That's just me real quick. Always thought I'd be married. This just happened. This job is stuff I've seen in 28 years. You wonder, but two things that kind of got brought up: the Hummer and then the Escalade. So a Hummer.
You haven't been married and you're 47 years old and you want to talk about the Hummer? Nasty.
GPS unit inside that, and then the Escalade, the OnStar being activated. Well, that's what I was talking about. Yep. Right. I plugged it in. What's wrong with it? Yeah. So the guys picked it up. Lost my phones. What you're saying? So if they change that, we're playing back a lot that day. Diagnostic tool. Yeah. Yeah. Found out. Oh my God. Right. Well, that's my. I was talking to Bill. They were able to go through the head, whatever's going on. What's going on? She's going to take that way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's going to take the Hummer because she's afraid I was going to move that. And that is what I'm saying. That's my only reason with her not taking them. That's the only thing I can come up with. Another one is she's going from dude's house, is married, and can't have a car in the driveway, or just going through separation. And that's me straightforward to you. I'm trying to figure this out. So those would be my two things. Whether she's paranoid if you can track, and then two, well, hell, if I take my vehicle and someone sees it in the driveway, just whoever that is, if he exists, do that. So I appreciate this. These answers are great, and you're helping me through this. I'm just trying to do the same thing. How to be honest with you, I think you've pretty much done every single thing I've done so far for the most part, calling people. Yep. Damn. Well, help me, because now I've pretty much exhausted every freaking thing I have. One part of TLO ran something is a search engine for us, tells us properties. So he ran your name and her name just to see what properties you own. But so Sand Lake, that's his. So Sand Lake house, 50 and Onset Highway or something. See your point around it. How much acres you got there? Jesus. And I would have read the paper that they finally basically shut that down on the Cedar Point part. And I thought I heard something recent here. You get every, I know it was you guys. You know what, at this point, you know what you're doing, they're paying taxes on it next year? Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. So you guys don't think you'll go for the building stuff up there? No, I haven't done any of those yet. I mean, we want to start here and go kind of go there. But family members that they have.
Yes.
Everything else, every single place, including this place, sounds like it's been done by you guys. I just, whatever, I can shut my boss up, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be shut up at this point, it's not even that. I need to check these things off, and I want to find your wife. So Sand Lake.
This is the one we're going to go with from now on.
A Cedar Point property, 400 roughly. And there's a cabin on that one, is that what, or no? Barn, okay. What else? Property. Packington or something. What, do you have an address to that or no? Cross Street? And she has 10 cows or something that she. You give me. She doesn't sell beef. She doesn't have. Okay, so she's roughly got 10 or something cattle.
We just got steers over to farm.
Oh, that's not this one. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
Packington, Palmer. How many acres is that?
7 acres.
And there's, is that one, so the cattle's not there, and you can see where it's fine. Barn and, okay. And then I'm sorry, what's the one, Norway?
That's Norway.
How many acres there?
That's just over.
Okay. No building, no shed.
Building, it's here, right?
Is that one has a house where that guy takes care of your stuff or whatever, or no, that's totally wrong, I'm off on it.
They don't live there, they rent from here.
And then that guy takes care of your cattle, or no?
No, he used to years ago. My son was retired, so.
See, so those, well, obviously this, which I was called this, longer. Any other ones? I already asked you about Florida, any others? Something else we did, I got partners just sitting in the office doing computer stuff. He got a hold of Metro Air Board, and so far they're saying no to that. I think what else? Oh, you're wrong, I'm just trying to be completely, telling you everything we've done so you know that we're doing our job as well. You guys did travel, you got whatever phone call or whatever, say you still got 30 days worth of something traveling or something, and so you try to burn through some of that, so before you lose it.
We got an unlimited vacation club package for.
We got to hang out.
We were supposed to be there 2 weeks ago, I said, we can't go with that.
Gotcha. Did she go with someone else, her daughter or something?
Unless you got a few more else over.
Gotcha. And I think I talked to you about that. So, well, actually, COVID was, she never really went anywhere to a hospital, or she was never inpatient. Came back positive. Gotcha. Anything else? I gotcha. I do appreciate it. Well, it's nice to have my boss there. I love my wife back. Yep. No, that's why I'm important. You want to get it? Yep.
Did you go back to the Munger farm?
I did.
And what was the first date that you went back there?
On 4/29.
All right, and do you recall approximately what time it was?
It would have been early afternoon, mid-afternoon.
All right, and we're going to show you Exhibit 204. When you arrived at the Munger farm, where did you go?
So we went to the sprayer barn, which would be the far right barn there on the map.
Okay. Can you zoom that in? That building?
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrived there, who did you go with?
Myself and Detective Greco.
All right. And what did you observe when you went in?
So we went in. Dale was inside of the building. They had a semi pulled in there that was running, and it was very loud.
Okay. I'm going to show you People's Exhibit 82. And is that just inside that sprayer barn?
Yes.
Okay. People's Exhibit 83.
He has sausage
Is that
fingers.
inside the spray barn?
Yes.
Okay. People's Exhibit 84. What am I looking at in People's Exhibit 84?
Yeah. So if you see that camouflage area, that's a large safe that was sitting up against the wall.
Okay.
And then there was heavy-duty chains that were laying on the floor.
Okay, right there in front of the pallet?
Yes, that pallet jack there, yep.
Okay. Number 85. Okay, again, what's this?
Yep, so that was when we were standing there talking to Dale, we as in myself and Detective Greca. He kind of was bladed towards that anhydrous tank behind him.
Thank you, Garbage Brain, for making my new thumbnail. I'll be a real grifter someday. He didn't say what was in the safe. He said there was heavy-duty chains on the floor. Oh, I forgot to share again.
Okay, so let's go back to Saturday morning. Let's start with that one. Saturday morning. You're shaking your head, yeah.
You guys knew what I did Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's, I know what we did Saturday morning because I had my son and Ivan was with me. They got here.
Well, I'm gonna try it. So you wake up Saturday morning, are you both in bed, or you remember that one? Was you out or
No, we're both in Saturday morning. As far as I can remember, yeah, we're both in bed. I got up.
roughly what time you did?
I usually get up about 6 or 7. So that was the standard that is. Yeah, I get up.
Okay, and you know, stuff you have, you question or you believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. So,
Okay. Saturday. All right, and you get up, she's thinking bed, she's like, yeah, she's a little slower than you were.
she stays in bed. She don't get up.
Well, probably would have her time.
Well, she had I thought she had my daughter to a soccer game at 9, but it turned out it was 11. So I imagine she probably got up around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
We'll try to stay over this, so I'm sorry.
That would be probably a question for Raquel, because she probably called text back for Raquel's the one who received a text message in the morning.
Yeah, that she gave him. He gave her a shoulder and back rub after she told she hated him and wanted to leave him and wanted to dissolve the business. And then she slept on the floor, and then he picked her up and put her on the couch. But he was texting her if she was gonna come to bed. Use those nanas to. This is actually the ripeness at least you want if you want to make banana bread or muffins or something, because it'll have way more sweetness and way more flavor when they are brown. So let your bananas look like this when you're gonna make bread from them.
And they are getting that stuff right now, you know, from your order as well. So 6 a.m. roughly, you woke up Saturday, 8:30 roughly, or so after 6
After 6, and
it was fire running in order to
trying to think, I have to go out with the time card to see when Jerry and my son got here, because we got stuff around the tile.
I might be able to boost it a bit.
So you're on the farm until
No.
you drive there, you believe you're here until you go to the farm.
Well, we had, I'm trying to think, we had new machinery over there. I don't know, it seems like Dee brought us back. If I'm on the right day, it seems like Dee brought us back pizza from Basil Boys on Friday night. We were over putting tile in, and I take the tile in. Come out to the night, we see the tile, because that's maybe 7 so. We were there late till about 9 or 10 for tile in.
Right,
Right, I mean, my son, the time cards would show you. We're there putting tile in, and we wanted to finish up, we had a roll left to finish up, because we're trying to get into the buttering. So we were over there that morning, that's where we were, that Saturday morning.
okay, so you get something here, then you go over to, that's what you take your next
Right, we had to get batteries and stuff for the saws, all the drills, and tile, the couplers, and tape and stuff we took from here.
Roughly, what time you get like here to go to
I think it was around 8. Just trying to think if there's any breakdowns or major problems. It was Saturday, so all the trucks were here. The mechanics were working on the trucks.
And you guys start with some, did you go with, or at least these kind of there too, or not? Or was he not with you?
Baker couldn't grift his way out of a wet paperback. No, but luckily I have very funny people who will help me grift. Grift away, grift away, grift away, grift away, grift away, grift away. Thank you, Zachariah. Baker, thanks for sending me to Skip. I meant to tell you that he is keeping me motivated now too. Well, good for you and good for Skip. And thanks, Skip, for inviting me. It was very nice of him. And he let me beat him in the Gizmo off. Dale had one kid with with her, and both of them had 4 kids from previous relationships. Or as Mo and Farrell would say, a good beginning.
It was Jaron, what was in here? That was Jaron. Yeah, Jaron. Jaron was with me, and then Brian, my son-in-law, came over. Ivan wasn't here. Ivan had to take took a semi-load. He drove for Todd on Saturday. He had to take a load. So Ivan was with me Friday night. He brought us back pizza and food at the field. And then we all came back here and had some work in the house when we got back. And then Saturday, Ivan had to drive for Todd. He had also some feed or something for the elevator. So Jaron and I went over there. We started putting tile in. Brian, I was sprayed. I can't remember if I sprayed this man. I think I did my log, but I might have sprayed load out first and Saturday morning. What would that mean? But we were tiling, regardless of what I did before I got, if I was at sprayer, if I was tiling. We were at the field tiling when Dee took Angelina to the soccer game. And that's when she called me. And that's when I was aware there was an argument with Terry.
Yes, you did. So if you sprayed on Saturday,
it would have been. I can't. Yeah, it would be before the tile.
So I'm going to put spray question mark before.
Yeah, because I jumped.
What field did you get that?
I lost my habit spray. I mean, that's we fall back on a crutch when we got all these sprayers. They got all these computers in them. If you forget what you've done, you can go punch the computer and it tells you it's there and what you did. So
spray possibly on.
I can't remember if I sprayed first and then we went to the field and put tile in. But anyways, we were over tiling.
So Jaron, you took the highway tiling with the 8 o'clock.
With Brian.
Yep, right.
And then roughly I called her, she called me, I called her before 9 to ask her if she was at the game and how the game was going. And she said, no, the game is at 11 and it's 9. I thought she told me 9 or 10. So I called her early and she hadn't left home yet. And I said, okay, well, call me, let me know how the game's going, because she's giving me a field trip. And that was like my daughter's soccer team. So, and then roughly, I was like, 11:30 because the game was going on, and she called me. And she says, are you by yourself? And I says, no, I'm with Tyler. What's your name? Well, get by yourself. And that's when she said, how she worded, why are you telling me to help when I'm taking Xanax or something like that? And I was like, Florida, like, what are you talking about? You're telling me to help when I'm taking Xanax? I says, no, I'm not telling you to help when you're taking anything. You told Terry this. And I says, no, I did not. I haven't talked to Terry in like a month because he's one of the drivers. He rolls in Friday night late or Saturday. I don't see him. So, but just before, Friday is the day that she got into it with Terry.
Who's the guy who brought them pizza? And Terry, I can't figure that out.
Know this until then. So anyways, that's what she says. You told Terry this. I said, I did not. I don't know why you're upset because what Terry does on his own time is his business. Just drop it. And that's what she says. Well, I'm all done. We're fucking selling everything. We're done. And she hung up the phone, and I had no more contact with the rest of that. I called her several times, and she wouldn't answer the phone. And she went over to her daughter Amber's.
Hold on, we're selling everything.
And I was like, I was dumbfounded. I walked back and we just finished putting tile in. And I was just found I didn't say nothing to the boys. I'm thinking, what the hell did you were to say we're selling everything? And I think,
And it's still about that 11:30 phone call you're talking about.
yeah, right. Both she was still at the soccer game and LCS.
Okay.
So she said that, and I didn't talk to her the rest of the day because she wouldn't answer her phone. And then I came home. I'm trying to remember what time I got home. I think it was roughly about 8 o'clock. We had to look at the boys' time cards because it comes down when we got back home. So that was
So you're tiling all the way through to 8 o'clock, obviously the farm road and all that.
I'm trying to think, where did we go after that? We got the tile. I think we were with the tiles all the time.
Okay.
So we came back here.
I think you said it was the 8:30 or something, 35.
Yeah, because we need definite time. We can find the time card for the boys, and then we'll see when we got back.
So roughly 8:30 here, then just roughly.
Yeah, roughly 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I got back here. Yep, I got back here.
It was just with you saw it with you as well. That when did he come over now?
Yeah, they came back here. I'm trying to remember what time we did. We spread some fertilizer. I mean, like I said, we need definite time to look at the computer to see. were at, for sure.
Right.
I mean, because it's hard to remember what I did 2 days ago.
You're doing better than me. So you back Saturday, she
Get back Saturday, she's in the house. I come to the house. First I got here, I wanted to see Evangeline do her chicken chores, which they weren't done. So I came and got her, we went out and did the chicken chores.
She don't do chicken.
No, so her chores weren't done, so I came and got her. And he was over here sucking in the chair. I could tell she's all upset. Her face was red and all fucked up. She's crying. She didn't say nothing to me. I said, I'm taking Evangeline out to do chores. She said, okay, that's fine. Took Evangeline out, we did the chores. And we come back in, I said, Dee, I'm gonna take Evangeline, we're gonna go over to the other farm and check the steers. Because my son was spreading fertilizer. We came back to town, he went to spread fertilizer. I think I went across the road and hit some ground. I mean,
After you came?
no, before. And we did tiling, and I think we both came back, he went to spread fertilizer, and I was in the tractor across the road here, something. And I can't remember which frickin' day. I mean, it sounds like I know what I was doing, but the more I talk about it, the more I can remember what we're doing. But I know my son was spreading fertilizer that night because we went over to check the steers at the other farm because he didn't.
Remember, if he comes at you with it, it's not Friday the 13th anymore. So don't do the thing they always do in horror movies where women start running and, oh, I have fallen over.
Had time for chores and season, the grass started fertilizer. So I came in and told Dee that I wanted to take Angelina with me and check the cattle over to her farm.
So you definitely, you tie so now maybe you're on a 60 pound. How big was the deal? How long did it take?
Well, we only had one roll of tile to put in, and then the sprinkle ran on and off, and then we ran out of tile, and we quit. So, I mean, without looking at the time cards, like I said, I mean, I got one. If you want to know the exact answer.
No, it's rough. Now, wait a second. So the field, how long did it take you to tip the field?
I didn't know he was around, so there wasn't much to complain, so I just came over.
So maybe more like say 8 p.m. getting here.
Well, it was still about 8 when I got here. But
Yeah, I'm not going to cover the other one because that's going to turn in highly political in chat. So I don't want to have that.
I mean, as long as we was timed until 8 p.m. here, there might have been some other things I was in between. I don't remember for sure.
But fit in the field across the
I
street.
think I did go over there and fit, but I know my son was spreading fertilizer because I came in and told her we were going to go check the cattle at the other farm. And she says, no, you can't. Amy called and Jenny was going to go over and play with Hazel. I'm like, well, what's this plan? Because I was going to take her over here, and I ain't seen her all day. I didn't say this, but I'm thinking this myself. I didn't see me all day. I want to take my daughter and go there. She said, no, she's coming to get herself. When I stayed here, I jumped in the truck and drove over to Tom's, checked the cattle out, talked to him for a few minutes over there because he's having an auction of the bird.
Roughly time you hit his arms?
Probably about not close to 9. Because when I got back here, it was kind of, normally. So when I got back here,
Roughly seen it?
probably 2 miles straight, 2 miles straight to left.
It was roughly 95 question. You go there.
Check the cattle, went there with them all, then feed, walked out, talked to Tom for a little bit. Because he's had an auction, like I say, on the first. And then I got back here, Angelina was gone because Amy came pick her up in the meantime. I asked Dee, she just won't want us out to eat because she can set me all the staff. I said, I got hamburgers on the grid, this is, I'll make some burgers, what do you want to eat? No, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. And she says, Terry quit today. I said, no, I did not. Oh, I know what it was. I didn't get back. Scratch it. Saturday, we got done tiling. Todd took me down to Finley to bring back the truck that was worked on. It's coming back. It might take a while.
Well, you are right.
Who's Chuck?
It was Finley. We went down to Finley and picked up the truck and brought back. So.
He's worse at telling stories than my kids when they were younger. Hey, yeah, Dad. So in school, Lisbeth, she came in, and then I was wearing that red dress, that I really liked that I had on that time when we were out having that dinner where we were sitting on the terrace looking over the water. And then I have to say that John also he was in school that day, and then we, you remember John, he was the guy who back then, who kicked the football and then destroyed the window back when I was in kindergarten, and he was in the class. What happened to Lisbeth? I'm getting to it. Could you just stop distracting me? I'm getting to it. But John's mom was once down at the convenience store when I was in the convenience store. It was so funny because you could kind of see her underwear, and it was we really laughed that day. But she's really nice because she made cake to us once, and it was so nice of her. And who's Chuck? Who bought pizza? And is the pepperoni pizza still missing? And why is Wolfenbacher in a wheelchair?
I'm thinking I'm still back here about 8:30, 7:38 to 8 o'clock. So I'm back. Oh, God, I think we left here around 3:30. Out and down, out and back. So
Your phone already said you were in.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to.
Okay, well, check. It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Maybe you want to just let you go.
No, it's coming to me. So that's what.
4:30, 4:30.
Okay.
I'm sorry, for what purpose?
We got a truck down there. We didn't figure out the service and brought it back. So when I got in, I talked to Dee. She told me that Terry quit. She says, "You know that?" No, I did not know that. You know, I was riding with Terry's brother all the way down there. They were told that Terry was fired. And then I got back. She said, "Terry quit." I said, "Well, you know, that's all right. I don't want to fight with Dee because I can see she's upset already." And she was insistent on trying to start a fight. And she says, "You don't care about me. Nobody cares about me. And what does it matter if I'm even here?" And I said, "Dee, you can't talk like that." And she kept saying the jabs. And we've been going counseling. I ain't gotten there in a while, but Terry was telling us how to de-escalate the things to say. So, start a fight because, she knows how to get me fired up. I know I fired her up. And I was trying not to get to where we're both screaming. There's nothing. Because we tolerate screaming at each other. And she was very mad because she was, after hindsight, I look back, I think she was trying to get me mad so she could have a fight so that she could have a reason to leave that night. But she had a migraine, she had her medicine, and then she acted like, I gotta eat, because she was feeling sick. So she got up, came over here, and we had some, Fritos, breakfast burritos. And she got 3 breakfast burritos Saturday sometime.
Don't fat shame your wife. 3 breakfast burritos. Do it like when people are drinking and driving. Just say 2, 3. Don't fat shame her.
So she got one of the breakfast burritos out, and I made some toast. She got one of the breakfast burritos and half warmed up. And we sat down with her and ate the breakfast burrito. And she kind of seemed calm down. I thought, well, okay, she's calming down. This will be good. Let's just lay on the floor. I'll be back. So your head goes away. She laid on the floor.
Roughly what time do you think this is?
I think it's around midnight, 1 o'clock. So she laid on the floor, but she took, I don't know, she took the midriff. I don't know what the hell it is. She took breakfast burrito.
I think, anyways, it's midnight is where she takes her migraines. Okay.
And she took 3 of them, and I thought she was only supposed to take 1. But anyways, regardless. So she started calming down. I rubbed her back and shoulder. She started calming down. And she started getting where she's going to go to sleep. And I said, "Just go to sleep, honey." And she started watching TV. And she kind of dozed off, went to sleep. So I picked her up, put her on the couch, tucked her in. Okay, this was about 2 o'clock. And I went back to bed.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's just half-ass. Obviously,
No, she
must be completely wrapped.
No, I didn't. Yeah, she helped. She was just, if your kids kind of sleep, you get them up there and healthy enough to get in bed, drop over, and you cover them up. So then she went to sleep and she was snoring away. I went to bed. When I got up, I come out and she was still, snoring hard. She was really sleeping.
Roughly 16 time.
Roughly 6. Yeah, she was sleeping on the couch. And, so I went outside. I went out. I went up to this door. I got the loader, come around this way, and I looked in. She's still sleeping. And I got back in the loader, went around the back, get some different chemicals. Of course, nothing's ready. Go first time. So I had to screw around. I let it go. I seen on camera, so we can't play. I got 10 dollars, I went back loaded. I had 10 acres. I called 2-3 times and he didn't come back, so I don't know why.
And try to be efficient, keep constantly.
But anyway, so I got loaded. I loaded the small 10-acre batch, sprayed Leroy Sealers, which is just right beside the golf course, right here in 50. I pulled in, sprayed that. And I come back, and I was going to be burned down, so I had to rinse out quick. Then I had to have the forklift, and I drove to the barn.
Yeah, and I'll bet none of the wives are appreciative of how nice these men are to them. Hey, Debwit.
No, I mean, that's you,
okay.
that's you, but that's
Well, I sprayed that, I was up there spraying, there's 30 acres there, in the middle of spraying that field. Stephanie called me, our assistant works in the office, Stephanie called me in the house, and said, what's going on with Dee? She's not, we don't know where she's at. I'm thinking, why is Stephanie calling me? How would Stephanie know Dee's not at the house? Why would she be here? So I'm thinking that, and Stephanie goes, well, she's not at the house. I says, okay. Raquel called me and said she can't find her. I'm thinking, why did Raquel call me? Well, I hang up with Stephanie and I instantly called Raquel. Well, the third time I called her, is when she finally answered her phone and says, it sounded like she's kind of upset. She says, where's my mom? And I said, she's sleeping on the couch. Why? And she says, well, she's not here in both the vehicles. And I'm like, I'm only about half an hour, 45 minutes, I'll be back. And I says, enough, and then we'll figure out what's going on. So when I got here, they were out in the office. I think they were looking at security cameras to see if they could see anything. I came up, drove around, came in the house. I instantly went, I walk in, I open the door, look, see the car in the garage, which was, and I walk through here and I walk back to the bedroom. And when I walk in the bedroom, I instantly see the two bags are on the floor. And I walk in the bathroom and I look in there and there's grill iron, hair dryer, and make the bags. Well, that's a standard issue for her in Zach's house. So I'm not really that worried because she's in Zach's house. Well, then Zach shows up and he's going, if I'm wrong, then you're going to fuck her because she's at your house. We've been married all these years, and about 100 times, that's where she's at, with Zach or Amber. So I'm not really worried at this point. And then he's like, no, she's not. Well, by the third day, now I'm believing him, okay, that she's not there, because the whole time I'm thinking, you're lying to me, you know exactly where she's at. When you go by Zach's house at Pentecost, all the lines and everything are closed now. They've never been closed since he moved into the place, so why?
And you know this one too, because they go over the tabs.
Right.
So he should be.
Right, I'm like, okay, well, so now, like I said, the second, third day, I'm like, oh shit, well, yeah, maybe, we don't know where she's at. So now, that's what I'm completely puzzled, just like you guys have. I mean, nothing, well, let me go back, because she was gone, I looked in there, the bags are gone, grill iron, that stuff. Then when Zach did get here, he come and looked too. Everybody, even though somebody tells you they're gone, they still would look. We go off to the office, and they're looking at the cameras. He's trying to get in the camera system and see if we can find out what's going on. And he walks through, and I walk through there too. But this time I walk through and I go over to my desk, which is in the middle part, and then our wedding ring is down my desk. So that's, with her not taking Angelina, which every time she's ever left and went to Zach's house, she's always took Angelina, right? And this time she didn't take Angelina, and when I walk through the office, her ring is on my desk. But just something is fucking wrong, right? And then somebody picked her up.
Yeah. A couple things here. The ring part. What cameras? How many cameras are here? Functioning and non-functioning?
They're all functioning, but the problem is the cameras were put in to watch the help and watch, make sure tool wasn't being stolen and office stuff wasn't being stolen. There's nothing in here.
The one in the office is the one where the ring aspect, is that one?
Well, that one isn't, it's in the main office where you walk in the doors. My office is basically the next was the lunchroom. I can push the lunchroom, that's where my office is. Right there, so if you come in the door down by Todd's, where Todd's office is the very end, there's the cameras right there. So if you come in the door, come in.
So she could have came in there, knocked off the ring, she'll have you. What about the vehicle, the Hummer, would that have made the camera? Okay. So camera's not.
Well, the Hummer would have been on her if she went that way, but the Hummer come up and went this way, and the cameras in the shop don't reach out this far.
Okay. The Hummer, because she doesn't normally drive that.
Well, she loved it. I cut her off on driving the Hummer. So she didn't drive it more.
And this is someone who say it's basically been a month since she's moved that thing.
Since we got back to Florida.
Okay.
And I
what she does?
She's drove the Hummer 2-3 times in the last few weeks because she's brought me food to the field with it. She'll drive the Hummer around the field, so. Yeah. But she hasn't been driving the Hummer because I had it in parked with the camper. I parked it inside. I didn't get outside the Hummer. I drove behind the camper. And, it only gets like 5-6 miles a gallon. She used to drive it every freaking where. I'm like, Dee, stop driving it. Just drive it. Well, the Volkswagen gets 50 miles a gallon. She wouldn't be caught that. No, I got you. I used to go to you guys. But, so I basically told her not to drive the Hummer anymore. So.
Yeah, for whatever reason. But she wasn't taking anything to the field, let's be honest with you. But don't watch the Hummer on that.
Well,
I did again. I said, I muted you. I'm not on a phone call, but so my beard doesn't scratch because kind of like when you're trying to look around corners when you can't see anything, I have this tendency to move closer even though I have my monitors in my ears because I think I will hear better. I could just turn up the volume, but no.
Well, I told you I think it's because she figured she knows I can track her, and that's why.
I'm not watching the Olympics. There's figure skating on. I don't like figure skating. There was curling earlier.
Yeah, and then I don't know if like the device that I plugged into it was a diagnostic thing that also does the tracking. Yeah, my son-in-law had it. And he gave it to me because he bought a vehicle and plugged it in and it didn't work, so he gave it to me. And I put it in my pickup for a while. It worked great. Diagnostic little plugs weren't working and all that. So I pulled it out and I stuck it in the Hummer, figured because it was missing making noise, it would work. When we put it in there, it wouldn't come online. It would work. So he was going in online to see if he could get it to work, and we forgot it was in there.
Oh, maybe Miss Scarlett did a little brown chicken, brown cow with your brother.
So I left it in there 6 months. It wouldn't work. And Billy's like, well, she found it in there, and she said, oh my God, you've been tracking you all this time. Even though it never worked, it was good because now she's like, I'll ever find your fire.
With that being said, we either have anything on it now, so you think
Just that's what you can find. I didn't know that doesn't exist. I never had it.
I guess we really, the reason for that, you know, the Hummer not going down here, just whatever, just wanted to grab, what was it? The Hummer was actually down there, so.
I think she was paranoid and thought there was still a tracker in it.
Okay, so you think it's like down?
Yeah, I think she knew that this one could be tracked. She went up this one, and then she pulled out, went down there, put the ring in my desk, went back out, and said, oh fuck, you can track this too. Because he knows where I go.
So in theory,
I'm talking off the cuff. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know any of this now.
so in theory, she would make a phone call on, we should get that on her, through her phone, whoever's going to pick her up, in theory.
No, because she's got another phone.
Let's go talk about that. How do you know that?
Well, I know, when we went to Mexico, I can't tell you the date. I mean, I have to look back and find it. It's been a while ago. It's been almost 6 months to a year when we went to Mexico. We went down to Mexico. I just kind of booted off because it wasn't working that. When we went and checked into our room, it was unpacking. There was 2 phones in there.
He had a boot on? What? I think they should add mandatory beers and cigars to curling. It would make it a little more entertaining, yes. Do you know who always did that in school? The ones who said they were the good girls.
In her suitcase. And I got it out. Well, she had the suitcase open, and I went the other way. I go back, there's 2 phones in her suitcase bag. I said, where'd you get a phone from? Whose phone is that? Oh, it was in the room when we got here. I was going to take it down to the office and turn it in. We're on vacation, I started arguing. No, it wasn't fucking in the room. But let it go. Then when we get back, when the heck was it at last time? I seen it in her car. It was in the center console. When she's got phone, she's talking on it. I go to the car, there's another one in here. I'm sorry, when you go to the phone in her car, yeah, I seen that 2 weeks ago.
What kind of phone was it?
It's an iPhone.
iPhone?
It was at least a 10.
At least a 10?
Yeah, but it's a newer one. But it looked like, you know, one of the ones you get like at Walmart, one of the track phones or burn phones or whatever. It wasn't one you got well.
Well, iPhones look like iPhones,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it looked like the cases looked like, you know, like at Walmart, like track phone case. It wasn't for fancy.
Did you ever discuss that with her? You know, I don't want to argue.
I wasn't going to bring up an argument.
Yeah.
It wasn't, at that point, it wasn't worth the argument because I already know the answer. Yeah, it's not my phone.
Yeah, and,
Then the other thing is she would just tell me that it was, you know, one of the other employees' phone, just someone else's phone, so I it wasn't worth that out.
okay.
That's what the council talking about. You got learn to choose your battles. So I'm guessing that other phone is who she was getting in contacts. And I don't know how we ever did. No,
We need to find, I've got a few things to do. Whether some guy is about somebody just buying for her, give it to her, or
Well, yeah, what are you using this?
pay as you go type thing, you know, give them your info, give them the IT guy.
I mean, the only thing is that you might, I don't know.
That's funny because Zach was teased in high school, and he wasn't that proud of it.
Do it if it was ever hooked to our Wi-Fi. Can you tell if something was hooked to your Wi-Fi? We're on that right now. So that would be the only way that I can think you can find that phone. But everybody that pulls in your phone is the Wi-Fi that I have a list of 1,000 fucking phones on. I mean, anytime anybody comes here, the sales guys there, but it's the Wi-Fi. They have to be able to whatever. But that's, you gotta figure out.
And it is, that is,
Yeah, I knew I was talking through it. Like, man, can't go mess around. You know, like,
I wish you could hear what they were saying.
her, you know, so yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, and just talking today. So you guys did do a January, it was had set up for February. Talked on the phone, canceled, for no reason, she didn't.
I thought she was still going, but.
Oh, you thought still sustained it?
That's when I talked to Craig, I said, well, because I knew she was scheduled in February for 2 more. Because the last time that I talked to her, we were both there together, he wanted to see her a few more times, and then after we talked to Dee, they were back together, you know, see them together. But, this fucking phone is over, she came out with him, well, I think the last time we seen was just before we went to see before.
Hopefully, he's going to tell us something about kind of devices, security camera. Now, there's a talk of a black Jeep driving by here.
Well, that's, we've seen it, that's the only car we've seen on camera.
So you've already looked at it roughly for that time frame.
Yeah, they'll, I think exactly, I'm looking for Friday till Sunday afternoon.
And with it, you see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You got it. It went, I think, just by that way.
and then, where's the stop sign? Or east, west, or north, south?
It's west of here. No, yeah, east here.
So the east-west stop sign, not north-south stop sign.
Right.
Okay, east-west stop sign. Yeah, and that's what I mean. So what the speed of it, were you able to think, oh, down, or is it slow enough? We're slow in here. Pull or stop, pick her up.
Well, we don't know because we only see it when it's past the building. So I mean, if it did pick somebody up, it'd be up to speed. But
Would it already that one? Okay. That's what she's how we speed it.
See, that's the camera that we need to work on. Because when it was originally put up, pine trees.
They live on a 3,000-acre farm, but you never see cars going by until they're way past the barn. It's not a highway. You'll probably notice if someone comes down the road and then they go into the driveway and then they pick up her and then they drive off again.
Blocking most of the vehicles on it.
She called Kyle recently to have, I think it's a little weight scale camera.
Yeah, fixed. Yeah, fixed. So the plug that went bad. And the old one was up there, the plug was broken. You put it up and they put a different camera up.
Hey, Salty, just in time for
And
the
on
end of the day.
429, you and Detective Greca continue having conversation with Dale Warner, is that correct?
We do, yep.
One of those conversations deals with the camera system and the passwords, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, I would be playing Exhibit 260 at this time.
Hey, East Coast.
Well, there's one that you took out of state, which is pretty much money. But, so I'm going, man, I don't know, like all time. But when Dee was here, she talked to Kyle before, when we got back before, because we got new phones down there. Well, the camera system wasn't working on mine, so when you get a new phone, you got to put all that shit back in and make it work. So I called Kyle to come up and fix my camera, or my security system on my phone. In the meantime, I told him, I said, I'm going to change the password on it, because, you know, I don't need it, man. I told him, I want to change the password on the cameras first, because Dee's got another.
Zach, the son, said that he checked the security cameras in his office. So there must be security cameras out there. And again, it's a big farm, especially in 2021, where we had the coup. That's where people started stealing all of this, fertilizer and stuff like that. And after the kerfuffle in the Ukraine, when fertilizer became really expensive, it's well known that people will steal a lot from farms, petrol or diesel, fertilizers, everything. GPS trackers on the tractors. To me, it's just weird. But again, this is day 2. They probably have it later on.
Phone, she's got the password for the camera system. She can look on it and see everything that we're doing during the day, and then she can come in the office and do whatever she wants. But she'll know nobody's there.
So that's why you wanted to.
So I wanted to change it so she couldn't know what's going on. And at that time, I wasn't so sure that Zach wasn't in on it too, because I mean, this is early on. We're before day 3. Until day 3, I was convinced that she's over at Zach's house. I didn't care what anybody told me. They know where she's at. But now, she's not. I mean, so that's why I changed it. And I didn't go to the banks and change anything else. I could, and I probably ain't gonna say I should have, because I want the biggest thing is I want my wife back. No matter what she did, it's irrelevant at this point. I don't know why she left him. Just that girl's a girl. So, but that's why I took the password. And I know Zach was pissed off because he said Kyle said Zach was calling him 5 minutes after he changed the password. I'm thinking, I didn't even know he had access to my camera system. And so I thought he'd go look at it. That was news to me. And he was mad because I didn't give him the password back. And I'm like, no, I don't.
But then did you at some point give him some access or
You
no?
can look at it in the office. I mean, I don't have no problem with that looking at stuff, but I don't feel at this time that he has a right to have my security system on his own. This is still Dee's and my business. You know, he works for us as an employee. He's not part of this. He's family, but this is Dee's and my business.
And again, same date. Is there a discussion with the defendant about what the arguments are about that night?
Yes, there is.
Okay, we'd play Exhibit 218 at this time.
There's no fights over money. I mean, it's like I told you, we can make more money. I can't make money life. You know, so I don't, no matter what she's done or how much she's taken, you know.
What's happening, Money? You're normally the reason why I shut down the streams. You're not leaving before the stream ends.
It's irrelevant. And you can see, we've started with nothing here. I mean, nothing.
Started on Kobe, you had 20 minutes or something.
No, I mean, when Dee and I first started, when I moved here, we started with nothing. I mean, I worked at crowd production, she did, we built an empire together.
Right.
We, in 2015, we ventured off in Manchester and bought a 1,500-acre vegetable farm. You know, and it damn near fucking bankrupt us. I mean, up until then, there was nothing that we couldn't do in Concord. But we did that one, and that one kicked my ass. You know, I played right flat out, it kicked my ass, about $20, $25 million approximately.
The employees are pissed at her, you're the cause of all the problems around here with the drama and stuff. That's the message we have. So that, you know, you're being a strong person.
So you look on my phone and you're going to see, you back to the text messages, I'm going to have my ass chewed more than you've probably ever seen in your life.
What we're doing with these is the pressure on her, I mean, in her heart. Oh, they hate you. What is that going to do to her? I'm not trying to get to you. Or is that suicide? Or is that, I don't know, think about it more. Am I going to go get a clinic or am I going to go get therapy?
That's why we're trying to get credit. I mean, we're trying to get it so that you know how to deal with employees. And Dee is a fixer. My wife is a fixer. Just like with Terry. You know, this has nothing to do with us, and she's trying to fix this damn problem. Why, Dee? And it's just caused a big argument between her and I that night. Because I didn't agree with her that he shouldn't apologize. And I'm still like, I would Terry apologize to you for, you know, you got divorced, okay? He didn't kick his ex out of his apartment when she's supposed to leave. He didn't get his pickup back from her. That's not Terry. That's not your idea. You did everything you could do. You went above and beyond. When he needed money, you made it out. You made a deal with Doug Hartung so that you could represent Terry and be taken care of, and you guaranteed that he paid. I mean, that's the only thing that would take me off of Dee is he hasn't paid the obligation that we stuck our neck out and said, Doug, do this for him. But, you know, she got out of it, and he's paying it now. But as far as him having to apologize to her for what he does his personal time, I mean, she was mad because I didn't agree with everything.
Would she check herself into being in the hospital?
I mean, it's been brought up several times in the past that my wife is bipolar, and if she hears that word, oh my God, that's not that mean to say around female.
I don't know that one.
No, and I think, personally, I think she does have a lot of mental problems, but I mean, if you look, we all have our problems.
So that question, do you think, did she get to that thought?
I don't know. I hope you guys did get to that problem, but if she was, I hope you guys, she would check herself, but I don't think she would. You know, because she is, in denial so bad.
Is this that hard? I'm trying to know.
She's practically 3-4 times in her marriage. That's her husband. One time I go home, she had gone out and on bed crying with him. I don't know if she wanted attention, or if it was attention that, you know, she's actually didn't do it.
Now, with us, we've done how much stronger now. You told me this before, affair, or we got here now.
I still don't. I'll fight that to the end, but no, I don't think she's
We're not getting anywhere.
Well,
No, I appreciate it.
You know, so I told her the night we were in the garden, I said, we got married for better or for worse. I said, do you still love me? She couldn't tell me no, but she couldn't tell me yes either then. And I looked her straight in the eyes and she's trying, I said, I love you no matter what. It's never gonna change.
That's right, what day was this?
This was Saturday.
Okay,
Saturday and Sunday morning.
Yeah.
You're still love me.
Yeah,
So I told her, I said, you know, she's sitting around and she wanted to sell everything. I said, it's not your decision to sell. It's not. This is ours, it's not yours. But she wouldn't say that, you know, she wouldn't come out and say that she didn't love me, she wouldn't come out and say that she did. So that was different then. a normal argument too, because normally she always said yes, and she'd be quiet. But, I mean, I've been through one of those. I sure as hell don't want to go through another one, no matter what. It's not worth it.
Did you argue with?
No.
And
Your Honor, I believe this would be a good time if the court wishes to stop. I know it's a half an hour early, but the next body cam.
An hour and 5 minutes. That was day 2. An total of 8 hours spent for the 8.5 hours spent by the jurors in the courthouse, and they got 2 hours and 40 minutes roughly of court time. What did we learn? The mom apparently stashed cash everywhere. There is security cameras. And Dale is one cold cookie because, oh my God, that man has shown no emotion that his wife is missing. I know farmers are a different breed, but still not a lot there. And now he started out with saying she had drug problems, and now she has mental illnesses. That, yeah. And for everyone asking how old Zach is a spry 62 years old plus the 10. He is ready to mingle with all of your fancy ladies. The only thing he demands is that you will have one of those handicap stickers so he can get his walker into the car. And then he will show you a good time at the 4 o'clock special for the grandparents. Tip of the day, cut off half a banana stem when you buy them. You won't get fruit flies. I tell you why, but it's gross. Don't tell us then. She's terrible. He's awesome. That's the world according to Dale. Well, yeah, that's normally how it goes in these cases. It's always the one who isn't there who is the horrible, horrible person. He didn't believe she was out banging someone else, but if she was, it'll be fine by him. He would love her anyway. Okay. And they almost went bankrupt on a vegetable farm. I could have told you that. No one eats vegetables. It's America, you numbnuts. So, other than that, this is... Yeah, it's laying a timeline and a foundation, and the jury gets to see how he acts. But evidentiary value we can use to determine anything about him getting rid of his wife, I don't see it. Maybe I don't see it because I'm blind to it and because I couldn't hear anything. But all of the things where he was like, oh, this is so important. This is so important. Her curling iron and her hair dryer, blow dryer. Okay. You mentioned that before. You mentioned that there's missing somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000. Yeah. Yeah. It's home from uni. Well, this is what we had today, and I didn't feel we got any steps further through to what happened. It's a really slow burn. And when we start up tomorrow, we're going to start up with 1 hour of shitty body cam again. So we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock for an amazing content, an amazing trial, where hopefully we will get something that has anything to do with anything. My husband would never notice my hair implements, like if he... No, you just don't like women, Baker. I like some women. I was asking for Sue a lot the other day. And then she came in and she was nasty to me. So it's women who doesn't like me. I adore women's. Women's just hate me because Sue is spreading all of these false rumors about me. Yes, Celestial, we are done. That was all they had on day 2. All of it. Nothing at all. They had more break time than they had court time. So, but everyone, go to your shrine in your house and say thank you to Benjamin Franklin for giving us electricity and the internet so we could watch this together. This is not the day. Sue, it's never the day with you because you'll just anger me again. You are always after me. No, this was what it was. I was quite surprised they didn't get more into a full court day, but we'll pick it up again tomorrow. And someone asked me if I'm going to show the Zoom call with Karen Reed tomorrow at 3, where they're going to maybe discuss that email that they sent over. I don't know. The last one lasted, 15 minutes? If we're done with this, we might switch over to it. So we'll figure it out tomorrow. And Sue, you better have your internet checked so you can harass me full time again tomorrow. The rest of you, don't be as mean as Sue. Be nice and do all the good things on your way out. Love y'all. See y'all.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
I know English is your second language, but you don't word
It's
your
my
questions
third,
carefully.
but I'm still better at it than you. You are
the most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury.